Tech enthusiasts, my entire house is smart. Tech workers, the only piece of technology in my house is a printer, and I keep a gun next to it, so I can shoot it if it makes a noise I don't recognize. Hello vegans, if pigs are so smart, why do 66% of them build houses with ineffective stupid materials? Henry Cavill's 40k series is just him narrating story element between playing the tabletop game with friends. The man hustled Amazon. You missed the point by idolizing them starter pack. POV, you just tried to seduce a Slanesh cultist to stop her from killing you. Oh, is that how it is? Yeah, okay, I feel that. I like you too. Neat. Still going to kill you. But now we can both enjoy a mutual romantic subtext to the mid-ear. Necrons imprisoning a Kirtan. Humanity imprisoning a Kirtan. Bring it, Butch. My parents at age 27. Let's have a baby. Yes, me at age 27. Today I'm going to argue about obscure Warhammer lore with strangers on the internet. You can't do it freehand. I can, and I will. This isn't a time for showing off. Strange. I think we can all agree that a Battlefield style 40k game would be ducking awesome. My model is great plastic. My model after I prime it. My model after I paint it. You have 15 minutes to prepare a lecture to 5,000 people about anything. What would your topic be? Why? Well, they dropped this lecture on me with only 15 minutes to prepare, so I'm afraid you sorry bastards are going to have to sit through a detailed exploration of the deep history of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. So, the first thing to understand is that our universe is paired with a second universe made of pure energy. I've cheated to lose. Played in a tournament, already ranked very low with no chance of placing top 3. Last game was against a kid who played his first tournament. He had also lost every game. Cheated my ace off, so he would have at least one fun experience at the tournament. He totally tabled me and left with a smile. Worth it. Carefully, he's a hero. I have never kissed a boy, and at this point I'm afraid to. What if he tries to teach me about Warhammer 40k? What? You really thought that, because you are a bio-enhanced superhuman walking tank touched by the ruinous powers, I wouldn't charge straight at you with my shuffle? Think heretic, think. Ultramarines Mr. Bond. How utterly predictable. I cast da jump and put my 30 orc boys directly behind your lines. Now, will you save your reserves? Or put your tanks at the mercy of my stomper? Wag, Mr. Bond. Young men, here's some dad advice. Do you play fighting video games? Instead, join a jiu-jitsu or boxing gym. Call of Duty? Walk down and enlist as a marine. Sports games? Go outside and play sports with people. Don't be a thumb warrior. Do it for real, like your grandpa did. People's reaction when I play 40k games and finish beating a heretic to death with a shovel in real life. Imagine being that word bearer, like you've been alive for 10k years, a literal champion of chaos, and some ducking titanium Baldalizian comes charging you, screaming his ducking lungs off, holding a primed melter grenade. Okay, so Warhammer is set in the year 40k, 10k years after the Horus Heresy. Okay, so the Horus Heresy happened when half of the primarchs betrayed humanity. Okay, see, the primarchs were basically superhuman demigods created in a lab by the end. Okay, listen, so the emperor was 40k community seeing that Angron can kill an average of 30 guardsmen every turn. Guard players knowing they only need to sacrifice 180 guardsmen to keep Angron occupied for 6 turns. Elder can consider humans under evolved monkeys unworthy of their attention, but still be concerned about space marines for roughly the same reason you'd be concerned if a gorilla in full plate burst into your apartment waving a shotgun around. You see a warehouse in the distance. Is that like a werewolf, but instead of a wolf they turn into a house? It is now. You guys are under-leveled and overducked. Hey, and you have Lion to thank for me explaining the lore of all my minis and what each of the characters is from. My girlfriend asking which one is the horse from the Horus Heresy. Yes, blood for the blood god and all, but when you think about it, why would the blood god want blood? I mean, they're the blood god. Presumably they already have blood. You're giving them the one thing that by definition they already have in great supply. I don't think you end up the blood god by saying yeah, that seems like a reasonable amount of blood. YouTube channel restored. I was about to lose hope, but YouTube came through in the end, woohoo. Thank you to everyone for the support. The community's response has been amazing. Now let's celebrate with some part 5 giftness. Oh, don't tell me. We are about to get overrun by demons. Yep, if they don't kill us, the Inquisition will. Taint of chaos and all that. Most likely. Bring it on. Why do we have to fight for mere mortals? We are wasting our true potential. Duck this. Let's give ourselves to the ruinous powers. The planet is literally falling apart. You will stand your ground in the name of the Emperor. Yes. Warhammer fans, when their PC is slow. It's okay, machine spirit. You go when you feel like it. Most of our demons are Necron shaped. What? The Necronti race predate all other species, with the exception of the old ones who likely look nothing like them. So the original Necronti form, upright bipedal with head, to arms, to legs, must have been copied or co-opted by the old ones to create their highly psychic, mortal servant species like the Orcs, Elder, and others, the same species who stirred the warp for millions of years, leading to a feedback loop of warp demons taking on similar forms to them as that's how their emotions expect them to look. Con. What the duck are you talking about? A member of the Adeptus Custodes. In basically any combat situation, you are surrounded. All I'm surrounded by is fear and dead men. The Adeptus Custodes preparing to investigate a potential security breach in the winding, narrow palace ducts. Lunch Mistress Doria, have we got any grease? Yes. Yes we do. Then grease me up, woman. Okie dokie. The machine spirit of the Landraderines might after the destruction of the Crimson Fist's fortress monastery. I'm here to kick ass and protect my chapter brothers. And I'm all out of chapter brothers. The Emperor couldn't drink milk. What? The Emperor was born in 8000 BC. The mutation to digest milk is only 6000 years old. Jess, what the duck are you talking about? Certain aspects of 40k have very obvious parallels with real life history. I think discussing them can provide perspective and makes the universe more interesting. Stop forcing politics in my apolitical hobby. Your minis literally have iron crosses and style helms on them. Capital of human faction in average sci-fi series, USA, UK, Japan. Capital of the human faction in Warhammer 40k, Nepal. Elder scientists discovering that the Emperor managed to recreate a brand new section of the old one's webway. This Mons K was able to build this in a cave with a box of scraps. Enjoying reading Warhammer lore for the first time. Noticing the scroll bar hasn't moved in 10 paragraphs. Wait, you paint and play with little toys. It's called Warhammer, Graham. And yes, somewhere in the warp during the events of the bolt gun game. You're absolutely sure he's not one of yours? Reasonably. The Total War gameplay formula does not fit 40k. Stop asking for it. Warhammer has some really fantastical races, like the Aztecs but they're lizards. Warhammer, lizard men. The Egyptians but they're skeletons. Warhammer, Tomb Kings. The French but they're humans. Warhammer, Britannia. Primarch rob out Gilliman after crusading across half the galaxy to reach Terra, only to find how obtuse and uncooperative the High Lords are. I expect nothing, and I'm still let down. With the amount of wax used for purity seals, there must be hundreds of worlds in the Imperium dedicated entirely to bees. Shut up. The Emperor of Mankind and his custodian guard exit the Imperial Palace to do battle with the forces of the War Master, Horus. This statue of Jesus in Poland provides internet to nearby villages. Should the Astronomicon go out, the Imperium would be plunged into a new age of strife. Love 3D printing Warhammer or hate it, we can all agree they make great names to avoid copyright. Draw Warhammer wafers. Build core audience. Get popular. Get noticed by Games Workshop Group. They issue copyright strikes. Livelihood is ruined. Online career destroyed. However in doing so they've made what I draw as canon. You now canonically have big titty tech priest mommies and cutie elder. I'm playing the long con for you guys. This is the true long war. Oh Lemon Russ of the Lake, what is your wisdom? That the lion can shut talk my son's behavior all he wants, but it still won't change the fact that half my legion didn't turn traitor first chance it got. Hey Skid, why do you always wear that mask? Let's keep this on. Character concept. Two people who have been reincarnated for thousands of years and have always found each other, but instead of being in love they just ducking hate each other. Dawn. Have the bulk Templars received their copies of the Codex Astartes? Oh right, the Codex. The Codex from Girly Man. The Codex limiting our chapter to 1,000 Marines. Rowboats Codex. Barges into the Conqueror's command bridge. Reprimands Primarch Angren for mistakenly referring to the Conqueror as his ship. Refuses to elaborate further. Leaves. I finally found it. After 15 years. The Scroll of Truth. If we ever get a 10K TV show, that will be written by people who have never heard of 40K before being hired and who openly hate the source material. Nia. If rain according to the fandom. Baka. It's not like you Gilliman Sama. If rain according to canon. Eriman suffering the most intense case of emotional whiplash of his life. If rain who just healed some rubrics and then immediately killed them. Oh my god, they even got the 80s move Goon Crew vibe going where everyone is a different ethnicity. We are so back. Look man, I'm not guy, but holy ultra dilfs. Primarch Gilliman in a remembrancer interview sometime during the Great Crusade. I fear no man. But that sound. Robert. Connor. Gilliman. It scares me. A normal human general when an Astartes, the leader of the Custodes, and a Primarch wait for him to give them orders. The immortal god monarch benevolent scale. Straight up utopia. Fascist nightmare. Melody. It's time you learn about money and the importance of Meladino. Warhammer. A macro cannon on the cruiser's lower decks explodes, killing 6,000 crew. I'm sorry, is this some sort of gunnery surf joke that I'm too upper decks to understand? Nake the Wanderer. Kraxiger Ancient. Held a bridge so ferociously against an endless tide of demons, they are now hesitating before crossing bridges, in general. There seems to be a mistake. I signed up to be the explicit bad guy of a sci-fi setting. I've seen infant babies. Gullyman reading the report that the bulk Templars killed every Primaris reinforcement he sent to them. Fun fact. Lachmin and Schwanz. The Tor Empire's biggest disadvantage is that they don't have warp travel, which severely limits them, hindering their expansion. The crew do though, they just never told them. Father, someone across the street is gonna try and kill you. Magnus, I'm gonna kill you. Gilman just sanctioned Xenos girlfriends. I was so obsessed with Evangelion that I read the entire Bible. Babe, please stop saying these dumbass things, you're not making sense. Faith be your sword, your shield, your blood, and your purpose. Without faith there is no victory. Without faith there is no deed that cannot be undone. In his name, all things are righteous and eternal. Don't make me tap the sign. We are painting plastic soldiers. The Emperor on the Golden Throne hearing a Custodes mention it being weird that there is a snail moving towards the throne. Models being weak, hard to paint, overpriced kits, awful rules, requires lots of units, Adeptus Mechanicus. Highborn, how much do you charge? Assassin, I dunno, 20. Highborn, okay, 20,000 thrones is reasonable. Assassin, who was straight up about to kill some guy for 20 thrones. When you're dueling a surprisingly skilled commissar in melee, and all the guardsmen suddenly start chanting the name of an elder war god. Give the Tyranids more Titanic options. We want to play Pacific Rim with the Knight players, just as much as they do. One of my favorite parts of the Warhammer 40k novel The Fall of Cadia was when Jaren Kell sacrificed himself to get Castellan Creed on a ship. He faced Abaddon by himself and he knew he was about to die. So Abaddon was like, "You're going to die in front of your friend without honor." To which Kell says, "You're going to kill me with the same blade that Horus touched the blood of an angel. What greater honor is that?" Abaddon then goes, "Horus was weak and a fool. I'm better than he ever will be." Then Kell, with just absolutely titanic balls, responds, "You keep saying how much you hate Horus. Then tell me, why do you dress like him?" Butch just called Abaddon a cosplaying fanboy to his face before dying. When you break open the Imperial wardrobe, only to find the writhing corpse of what was once a human being that's 6 times older than your entire civilization. Sweet. Man-made. Horrors beyond my comprehension. Warhammer fans, when they find out that the most successful armies in history belonged to functional and civilized societies, and not barbaric dysfunctional hellholes where people murder each other for a scrap of bread. Elizabeth Bequin, when she first saw the Chaos Space Marine. "No, I don't want to die at the hands of this grotesque creature." Jurgen, when he first saw the Chaos Space Marine. "I need to shoot this ducker with a melter gun." In 40k, the alien half-breed is on a bike with a pistol, against the agent of the most technologically advanced faction in the Imperium, is on a horse with a sword. Oops. Sorry, didn't see you there. Wah. Apologies, sister. By the throne. Their presence is so hard to grasp that I keep bumping them. This could prove to be troublesome. Wah. Where did you even come from? She's cute. Agree. The Ealdari have proven themselves to be valuable allies in the past. Imperial Ealdari violence is regrettable. You can make Drukhari fall in love with you by bowling them in the right way. This demon was struck so hard by Con, he earned a wound that would never heal. A mark forever denoting him as exiled. What to name this demon? Takes a puff on a pipe. By Jove, I think I've got it. Warhammer 40,000. It's okay Warhammer. Everyone's recess against at least one alien race. Mass Effect. Hehe, not me. Batarians. Mass Effect. Where? By the God Emperor. There's too many of them. We must flee before we have a chance. You cowards, either you continue fighting and die for the Emperor, or face the righteous consequences. Blam. No, he is right. We must. Silence. Emperor, Perturabo, and Fabius while explaining why they are atheists. Gods are not really gods, but metaphysical entities in warp. Plus average Reddit atheist speech. Meanwhile, Rogaldorn when literally speaking with Con. There are no gods, because you in particular. No blood for the not god. You can only take one, who makes the best we. Going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, but I'm just going to say it. Making AI generated Space Marines pictures doesn't make you an artist, and they shouldn't be praised. The God Emperor warned me about Xenos like you. I was hoping he was right. My problem with the Warhammer 40k universe is that it's all set in a dying empire-filled genocidal fascists, where the current ruler is an ancient half-corpse struggling to fight the embodiment of insanity and evil. It's just not believable. Planet-level weaponry arms race. Tor. Imperium. Being able to blow up stars. An atmosphere-eating virus. Me after someone gets offended by my Warhammer tattoo. It's the Imperial Aquila with the words "hate is a virtue" written below. Elder can consider humans under evolved monkeys unworthy of their attention, but still be concerned about Space Marines for roughly the same reason you'd be concerned if a gorilla in full plate burst into your apartment waving a shotgun around. Concern. Heh, bad news. I've memorized your attack pattern. The good news is that I'm not athletic enough to dodge any of them, so all your attack will still land like normal. I'm happy with my legion. Me too. I wanted the Blood Angels, and I the Alpha Legion. That's it? That's Grimdark? That was just misery porn. The Imperium isn't allowed to make new technology. Wrong. There is exactly one person allowed to make new technology, and everyone wants to kill him. Fun fact. A group of humans from before the Age of Strife woke up from stasis, hoping to see how much further humanity would have grown since their freezing. After a week of exploring in their archaeotech ship, they were quickly hunted by the Inquisition, but refused to hurt anyone. They then abandoned the galaxy altogether with their last message to their descendants, being recorded as a expletive deleted by order of the Inquisition. Is wrong with you sociopaths? Can I be a space marine? No, no girls allowed. Plus you're too old. The science says. I'm a dwarf woman. Also a wizard turned me into a donkey right before I died. Can I be a stormcast? I don't remember asking what the duck you are. You had a slightly heroic doubt. Welcome to the team. I'm here to retrieve faith, Sister Gloria told the red-robed quartermaster. There are 53 weapons in this arsenal designated faith. The tech priest replied. Provide additional details. It is a bolt pistol. There are 18 bolt pistols designated faith. Provide additional details. It has a purity seal on it and a skull instead of a fleur-de-lis. The tech priest sighed tiredly, uncharacteristically for its ilk, and then held up a macadam right with 3 digits raised. 3 bolt pistol fit that description. Please provide additional detail. Sister Gloria's cheeks flushed, and she raised her chin in prideful defiance of her embarrassment and frustration. On the base of the grip is a heart with the words Gloria plus Victoria inscribed in it. The tech priest nodded its thanks. I will retrieve your weapon, sister. I'm a grown man. I'm a big adult. I can do this. This delt is ours. We choose it. We deny you your victory. Time for your end, brother. Screw this. He needs help. For the Emperor. For the Primarch. Commissars assigned to Ogrin. They need a savior, Trazin said, taking the weapon and igniting its headpiece with a crackle of etheric energy. And until their god Emperor rises, I will have to suffice. Bleeding stars. Omniscient is with us. A scout marine is sent to kill the last video game character you played as. How does it go? One does not simply walk out of the palace of pleasure. I'm bored. This bores me. I will now leave this place. Votten ancestor cores that haven't been shut down in millennia. I'm tired, boss. So where's that storm bolter y'all promised me? What the duck? Debriefing the Soul Creek survivor of a doomed salt. Trooper 32248-15 didn't ask to be saved. Trooper 32248-15 didn't want to be saved. And, being saved by the Astartes Salamander's action, so quote, causes him daily pain. Evil Emperor of mankind be like, is happily married with Oda, loves his kids, doesn't kill every Xeno he sees, accepted religion, mostly chaos, and accepted that he's a god. Hello, Terisha Uton from 40k. Hello, Martha Kent from DC Comics. Raising the best man the universe has ever seen. Some bars are lower than others. Warhammer game developers. Hex turn-based strategy games. The Imperium are the bad guys. The Emperor is the one true god of mankind, and I'd give my life in his service, because anything else would lead to the victory of chaos. How would their conversation go down about the mad science they conduct? When you realize the Imperial scram snacks at shooting, but then you hear, try again brag. Average blood angels seeing Horus. Horus, you traitor. How dare you kill my gene father. Die, 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 die. Dante seeing Horus. Horus? By the throne. This is my fateful day. I can finally die at last. Vampire romance in media. Babe, let me smooch you on the neck. Your blood calls to me, and every waking moment is a struggle. I love you, but I want to hurt you. I'll owe the monster that I have become. How will we ever resolve this conflict of love and pain between us? Vampire romance in Warhammer 40,000. Rogue trader, if I don't get my regular blood baths with casualties in the low triple digits, I will lose my sanity and smooth scene. The cattle's suffering is the price to pay for my touch and my company in real space. So line up the serfs, or I will find someone worthy of my time and attention, and my family heirloom barbed whip. When you are sent out to investigate some feral orcs, but the orcs get killed by some local militia, but the attacked settlement has no defense posts, so you suspect a brewing rebellion. You find out that it was actually a genestealer cult. But when you get to the mines, everyone is already dead, and all you find is a note on the altar saying you're welcome. Love, Alfarius. Concern. It's a good thing 40k satire is purely fantasy. There's no way millions of people would lose their individuality and worship a cult-like figure. Holy terror. Corporate needs you to find the difference between this picture and this picture. Grimdark. They're the same picture. Who the duck are you people? I thought I hired knights. Woo woo woo. Who the duck are you people? I thought I hired knights. Whenever weird shit is happening, it's genestealers, it's necrons, Cyphers Kane. Me, so an average army is 2000 points. Girlfriend, it's what? Me, 2000 points. Girlfriend, oh thank god, I thought you said you spent $2,000 on this. Me. What's a space marine? A type of homosexuality marketed at straight men. The biggest civil war I've ever seen in a fandom. We've been wanting to put this on for a long time, and what could go wrong? We are doing a Codex Custodes. Let's put female custodes in it. The entire Druckery race collectively losing their shit, because no matter what they do, they can't get that human to even slightly moan in pain. But Siege, who made sure that the Druckerus captured a human whom he made immortal, but who he blessed by tiniest of pain. Me putting a stock on my human pattern bolter to help with recoil. The tech marine assigned to my regiment. Biggie after destroying Monarchia waiting for Lorga to come and say thanks for the valuable lesson he just taught him. Necron weapons using ancient unknowable technology to rip apart targets atom by atom. Archoplasma doing the same thing, but with a metric ductin of rats. Leagues of Votan would never get infected with genestealers. Their society and genetics prevent it, not to mention their advanced medical science would catch it early on. Orc genestealers somehow happen. Skiterii can get infected beforehand, and remain loyal to the brood mind, even though they have part of their brain removed. The Tor have cults despite their advanced medical science, and even have an ethereal infected. An entire craft world was once infected, and they also somehow infected an avatar of Cain, despite it being a statue made of lava. I don't know who is Freeran, and why she's everywhere on r/Grimdark, and at this point, I'm too afraid to ask. An eye for an eye makes the whole world go blind. Then perhaps the world doesn't deserve to see. Kills aliens to get his horrible father's attention. Bad ace robot weapons. Pigeonholed to a job he hates by a system that doesn't care as long as he does the thing. Feels entitled to love and praise. Too egocentric to extend the same necessity to people around him. Works for adult cult led by megalomaniacs meant to save humanity through transcendence. Has a rivalry with someone of similar skills. Eventually grows the duck up. Blood for the Emperor. Skulls for the Golden Emperor. Dragon Ball Z fans explaining to 40k fans about how their power levels are nonsensical and basically pulled out the ace to sound cool. Boss, lunch on me today. Any ideas? Pizza. Sushi. Me. Suspicious that Brian in HR is secretly Slanesh. Elder Souls. Me staring at Brian to see his reaction. A new Warhammer games is coming out. You're playing as the Imperium yet again. If I microwave the spoon, scooping ice cream will be easier. You know, you don't have to eat the models you kill to make it more realistic, right? Tyrannid players. I heard good things about this game. I hope my data slate can handle it. Sorry to tell you man, but that's a video. Yeah, that is why they are called video games. The weakest custodes. All 4 chaos gods. I have buried myself under too many layers of deception, and now I can no longer remember who I really am. Every show has one. The fan favorite, made to be hated, the heat one, the only normal person. What's your name again? The Gremlin. Society. Just straight up evil. No screen time. All the plot relevance. The numbers of the gods of countdown. What? The gods of chaos have numbers that represent the order in which they were born. When that number reaches 0, it will be the end of the galaxy. Sinch was the first to be born. Number 9, Korn the second. Number 8, Nurgle the third. Number 7, Slanesh the fourth. Number 6, the Emperor, the Dark King, The fifth. Number 5. We only need 5 new gods to end everything. Jess, what the hell are you even talking about? Because democracy basically means government by the people of the people for the people. But the people are retarded. Daddy chill. What the hell is even that? When your Eldari can tell you they stole a queen from an insectoid race halfway across the galaxy and used its pheromones to introduce a leader caste for a race of blue barbarians surrounded by imperial shipwrecks on the other side of the galaxy, rapidly advancing them to a space empire in about 6,000 years or so, spreading out into neighboring systems and adding more aliens into their empire, creating an atheistic utopia mirroring the pre-heresy Imperium of Man, until they add humans to their empire that create a goddess based on their way of life through the power of belief, utterly shattering their self-image for the sake of making the Imperium of Man have an extra enemy and to give big ear-aging hate donor. When you're a chapter that established a mini empire that's nearly independent from the wider Imperium while still being loyal, fight alone against some of the most worrying alien and supernatural treats, and your chapter master is basically a mini emperor, complete with his own Astronomicon, but all anyone remembers you for is the breeding worlds. When I'm in a being stupid competition and my opponent is a Delt Watch, Maglev Titanium Heart now wears inside the chest of a live patient. Mechanicus fanboys, shut up and take my money. Hello, Gula. Ovisa here to clear up some misconceptions. The average Torfire warrior girlfriend is not in fact a well-endowed mature lady, but rather an athletic but flat tomboy with a liking for war games and real-time strategy games. Iron Warriors learning they are going to fight a bunch of yellow space marines. Iron Warriors learning they are going to fight a bunch of guardsmen with desert head wraps. Percherabo, my son, I have come to express my admiration for all that you and your legion have done for our Imperium. I must admit your craftsmanship in architectural marvels and siege fortifications rivals that of Roggledorn's. Why, father, I'm truly honored to hear that. I'm so thankful that you think of me in such high regard. Look, son, an entire bloody heresy just popped off a week ago. My beloved Horus just turned against me. Thousands of loyalists were massacred on some planet called Istavan 3. Magnus has disappeared somehow. Everything's going to shut. I need your help now. The 3 lords of Imperium Secundus are literally Princess, Cealot, loser. There is only one true race, and it's humanity. Yeah. For the Emperor. Come on, Roggledorn, Praetorian of Terror, come closer. We promise we won't jump you. Give it back, that's mine. No, Argyltal didn't share his brother's relish. Rebellious teenage Dark Elder Trueborn doesn't show off more than 40% of her scene in public. Took craft word winemaking as a hobby. Only textures enough to stay fed. Isn't particularly backstabby. Bonded with, and doesn't texture, her favorite sleeve. Her parents. Be ashamed of who you are. Fun fact. Delt Spectres will abduct strong or suitable humans and transport them to their breeding world for future aspirants. Imperial Guard players meeting. Well, this is awkward. You don't need to pester me, mother. I know who and what Robout is. I'll use him and then be rid of him. You can keep telling yourself that if want. But we both know how you really feel about him. Or has it never accrued to you that you keep using his first name while everyone else calls him Gillivan? Shooting the Xeno to help win the battle. Killing your own soldiers. Commissars. In a dark alley, Mr. Clean and Scrubbing Bubble eyeball their next victim. But this was no ordinary opponent. Emperor Horus. What do you mean gods and demons in the warp? Hear the song of Slanesh. Hint noises intensify. Honor our demonic servants as you would honor us. Praise the dark pantheon. Demons are just spicy batteries. Agreed. Codex Astartes. Bulk Templars. The Imperium when they find a mentally unstable child. Do you want to become a space marine? Blood Ravens. Back to steal our relics again. The only thing I've come to steal today is your heart. Oh you. For the Emperor. Yes Rico, for the Emperor. What you got there, Captain General? A smoothie. Me after downing 3 scoops of pre-workout at 415, only to get to the gym and see they don't open till 5. There are spiders in my scene. Krieg Grenadier when asked what he thinks of the lack of seaside charges. 42 male. Nervous chuckling. Emperor, I wish I was dead. Camouflage. Is this cowardice? You are surrounded on all sides by chaos forces, who outnumber you 10 to 1, have better firepower and armor, and have summoned demons to bolster their forces. Creed keeps looking at a single bush behind enemy lines, and chuckling to himself. Imperial citizens, Ultramarines are so amazing. They protected us against the traitor legions. Without them, Holy Terror would have fallen. Imperial fists. Unloading your bolter, because the pointy-eared Xenos are negotiating with your primarch. Reloading your bolter, because the negotiations failed. Accusations of child abuse and bad parenting. Me wondering why my lab rats talk. Dad doesn't want dog. Family gets dog anyway. Dad and dog. Male and female. Non-binary. Impossible to tell under all the machinery and tubes. Gender is irrelevant meat bag. I have replaced my genestealer with a neutron laser. For the greater good. Look at the size of that thing. I will now attempt to stick my chainsword in this orc's bum. You are to flank the enemy positions, supported by armor and artillery. Fix bayonets, but don't stop the artillery. Your entire regiment is surrounded by demons of con. Air support is en route. They're airdropping bayonets. Bold words for someone within bolter range. When you use a ducking shovel for killing a chaos demon of con, I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move. When the orcs swarm the position and your squad mates start to run, and the commissar axes bolt pistol, oh Neptune. List of people burned as heretics. From Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. This list is incomplete. You can help by expanding it. You can help by expanding it. The lightsaber. An elegant weapon for a more civilized age. Vroom vroom mother ducker. He protect. He attack. But most importantly, he hold till the planet crack. When the chaos heretics start chanting, and the Delt Corpse guardsman next to you cuts his ears off, screaming hear no evil. Hey, I've never met you before. What are you into? Adeptus Mechanicus. Tech. Trade offer. I receive. Your soul and eternal alliance. You receive. Some spiky horns or something. Chaos gods. Becoming ugly as hell. Marines. Wanting to become Nurgle. Everywhere I go, I see his face. The Emperor uniting and colonizing the entire galaxy. Horus. Necron. Imperium settling on a tomb world. Trade offer. I receive. Your life savings. You receive. A 2-inch plastic model. Naming your child after a fictional character. Hey there Khaleesi, how was school? I hate you with every ounce of being. Naming your child after Warhammer characters. I'm so proud of you. Gazkul Magurek Thraka. Thanks Dad. Games Workshop's creativity. Literally any other model. Primaris Lieutenants. Me playing Warhammer. Space Marines. Tor. Tyrannids. Macrage having a good time. Custodes-in-law. Dark Elder-in-law. Orcs-in-law. Me when someone asks what hobbies I have. It's showtime. After all, why shouldn't I buy more minis? Tell me the truth. I'm ready to hear it. Orcs are bad on the tabletop. Tor. Imperium. Imperial citizen. Emperor. I'm not a god. Lorga. Okay. Also Lorga. Slanesh after the Elder do anything. We ride a Dawn boys. Me when Games Workshop hasn't made a new Space Marine model in weeks. Where Primaris. New graph shows the public's biggest fears. Dark. Clowns. Sharks. Mirdiras. Doubt. Being on a planet attacked by Tyrannids. Custodes doing anything. Signature look of superiority. Slanesh being born. Eldercraft worlds. Wow. How did you get like that? Every time I kill an orc, I do one push up. Jesus Christ. Me explaining Warhammer lore to my friend. My friend. I like your funny words magic man. Some random person blows their nose. Nurgle. Who has summoned me? Another Ultramarines, Primaris character being released. Me. Anjuri. Horus. I use the Imperium to destroy the Imperium. Imperial Navy. Necron. Tomb World. Exterminatus. Games Workshop makes an announcement. They're releasing new models. They're not overpriced. They're not Ultramarines. Any other race exists. Orcs. Oh boy, here I go kelling again. I love honey. But do you know what I don't love? Heretics. Games Workshop. Primaris Marines. Me. Oh hey, I just got my paycheck. Games Workshop. Our paycheck. Anti-vax moms. My baby couldn't hurt a fly. They're babies. Games Workshop after the price hikes on Necron Warriors. Business is booming. Me getting my hard-earned paycheck. Games Workshop. Is for me. Space Marines. Games Workshop. Chaos and the rest of the Imperium. Xenos. Billy, it's time you learn about loyalties and the importance of. Wait Billy, what are you doing? Slaanesh. Okay, time to sleep. Memories. The time he chose corn instead of Slaanesh. Ah, a classic. Haha, what an age jot. The Ordo Hereticus. Someone who ate a sandwich without praying to the Emperor first. Primaris. Normal logical law. Who would win? The Emperor of all mankind with unlimited power who has incarnated hundreds of times and is a master of the webwise. Some orky boy with a stick bomb. Finally, all of the codices, all of the books, 6,942 hours of podcasts. I have the basic lore. More Primaris. Cool Xenos releases. Games Workshop. Who would win? A lone custodian with only a guardian spear versus a billion gazillion scathed infantrymen only, no ranged weapons. Space Marine Wentor use armor piercing weapons. Me on my way to local store to spend 3 times the value of a family takeaway on plastic toy soldiers. Random Xeno, we come in peace. Imperium of Man. What's wrong with society in one picture? McDouble. $1.39. Heavy Intercessors. $105. Hello, Percherabo. I'm your new patron god. Grandfather Nurgle can gift you happiness. I don't care who Augur sends. I'm not worshipping chaos. What deviants of pen and parchment think a female tech priest looks like? What a female tech priest actually looks like. Can fly. Sees future. Superior swordman. Artist. Incredible charisma. Can use Excel. You are fighting the nids. You get shot. You are still alive. You feel something crawling inside you. Guardsman. Does it explode often? Tech priest. No, it only explodes once. Is the cure to male loneliness a galaxy-wide crusade to genocide Xenos and unite the stars under the banner of mankind? Fallout. 40k. Both having good ace lore and power armor. Just so you all know, we've changed sides, and we're evil now. Wait, evil, now? I didn't even know we were good. Florida man arrested for using a lost US nuke to power his home for more than 27 years. Loot is loot. I bet he's thinking about other women. Could a space marine single-handedly take the One Ring to Mordor and cast it into the fires of Mount Doom? Roggledorn. Did you just call me a ducking primarch? Blind? Nathaniel Guerrero. Butch, I'll say it again. Traitor primarchs pulling up during the Siege of Terror. Percherabo. Mortarion. Angron. Horus. Fulgrim. Should gamers be accountable for in-game war chimes? Warhammer 40k players. Demon Prince Angron. Perfect loyalist clone Angron with no butcher's nails. How do men actually want to dress? Like if society had normalized it, what would you be wearing right now? Me and the boys. Know the difference. Built like a brick shut house. Built like a shut brick house. When my lone guardsman kills multiple chaos space marines because the dice are rolling heat. Dante, Ice and Sea Sanguinius. Finally I can rest. Thanks Sanguinius. Sanguinius, actually you are going back. I still need you. Dante. As boys, we always fought for the Republic. As men, We realized it's actually for the Emperor. Fallout fans watching series. Me waiting for Warhammer 40k series. Vulcan. I'm perpetual. Curse. I can see into the future. Dawn. I love brick. How do you have so many relics from other chapters? Blood Ravens. We found them. Source material versus Netflix adaptation. Did you know Sanguinius once broke a bloodthirster's back over his knee? And Robert Gilliman broke the Emperor's heart by not being sanguineous. Tor fans. The rest of the Warhammer fandom who hate Tor. Conrad Curse, Neek in his chambers, and whacked out of his mind, loudly discussing with a statue of the Emperor he's made out of human body parts. His legion in the next room. Orc players be like, I can turn this into 12 tanks and a bike squad. Well, I don't have this kind of cash. Few do. When you bring your friend to your local Games Workshop store to get into Warhammer, and the local Tor player tries to talk to him, let him go, you filth. Me and the boys crusading against Tooth and Coat's scraps. Go Pikachu. Go random shut. Don't do that. Don't give me hope. Why are you dressed like that? Like what? 15-year-old me collecting minis. 35-year-old me collecting minis. Those are the worst blood angels I've ever seen painted. But they are painted. Steal a person's wallet and they're poor for days. Introduce person to Warhammer 40k and they're poor for life. POV, you are having a great time. You know what, duck you? Unplagues your marines. Girls with time machine. I'm your granddaughter. Really? Boys with time machine. Right on time. The Emperor, the Thunder Warriors died in glorious combat in the final battle of the Unification Wars. The Thunder Warriors in the final battle of the Unification Wars. Do you really think she will use your needs to pleasure herself with them? No, it's for bulk mail. Always remember that. The Imperial Guard, a delicate situation that requires finesse and diplomacy. Me, Warhammer is a bit nerdy for me. My friend, they have space romance. Me. You always act like you're better than us. Warhammer fans. King o' the nerds. King o' the nerds. Do you love me, brother? Be strong, Clarence. Be strong for the Emperor. You'll never be a 9 inches tall, 800 pound, genetically modified space recess. You aren't good at 40k just because you own a 70% win rate faction. Tor and Custodes players. So have you watched the new series on Warhammer Plus app? Yes, the app. Clank. The app from Games Workshop. The app where you pay to watch Warhammer series. That app. Do you have any history of mental illness in your family? Yes. Queen Elizabeth will have life support systems installed in her throne so that she may continue to rule while recovering from Cupid, says Buckingham Palace. Crown virus pandemic. The Adeptus Mechanicus, whenever the Empyrean requests for heavy support. Kaboom, yes Magus, kaboom. I want a relationship where both sides never stop trying. $50 for whatever you want, baby. Can you paint my miniatures? He just literally nutted in me and then he started on a Warhammer kit. What fan-made content is capable of what a billion-dollar company gives us. Kramer, what's going on in here? Horus has betrayed us, Jerry. About to be eaten by tyrannids, reinforced by salamanders. Turns out they're disguised Alpha Legion. They're loyalists today. Get away, you carrier of disease. I also carry presents. Or, it's disease. God damn it. My child will respect other races. $40 million. How Henry Cavill spends his millions. Why are you here? I thought you were financially stable. Sure, 40k is nerdy, but you'll make friends with other players. But, I play Tor. I wouldn't tell anyone I'd won the lottery, but there will be hints. You lived your life for the Empire's people. You gonna die for some corpse on a chair? Someone is. It's just a book. No harm ever came from reading a book. Hey, I play Warhammer 40k too. Yeah, no one cares who you are. Chaos, is it okay if I copy your homework? Imperium, sure, just change some stuff so it's not obvious. Tor battle suits and melee when their codex drops. How my girlfriend sees us. How I see us. If you think this is an unfair match, you are right. The Custodes player has brought twice as many points as the Knight player. Rob out Gilliman reacting to the criticism on his codex starts. Why are you booing me? I'm right. No capes. When you tell her that you worship the Emperor. Thank the God Emperor you're here, Lord Gilliman. You can now lead the Imperium in your father's honor. I'm so astounded. Wow. I hope we've left everything in okay shape. Calling him God is the reason we are here in the first place. Father, we have all failed. Your regiment is being reinforced by Space Marines. They're Grey Knights. 40k players waiting for a release that isn't a Primaris Lieutenant. Space Marine 2. The 40k community. Boycotting Games Workshop. Vulcan and Corvus seeing each other whilst hunting Chaos Space Marines. I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move. Warhammer 40,000. Space Marine. It's beautiful. I've looked at this for 5 hours now. The Emperor. I'm no god. Also the Emperor. When a conspiracy theory seems dumb at first, but then makes complete sense after 4 hours worth of YouTube videos. When a Space Marine says they're their Primarch, Alpha Legion, Blood Angels. The Horus Heresy be like. He was the perfect son. Until he wasn't. Terra 30k. We will repel the combined might of Horus forces and the Chaos Gods themselves. Terra 40k. There is a genestealer cult on Terra. Is this the end? Be careful who you call ugly in middle school. When a Space Marine runs out of ammo, but the Tor won't murder themselves. Grunts with effort. The Codex says no more than 1,000 Marines. What's a Codex? So, who are the good guys? Dune fans. 40k fans. Use newly invented weapons that are superior than your current ones to assist the Imperium. Putting them in storage for hundreds of years, so you can claim that you can rediscover old technology. Me, gets up and adjusts chair. Custodes who have been watching over me for millennia. Visible confusion. Therapist, Spooky Erebus isn't real. He can't hurt you. Spooky Erebus. Primaris Outriders moving up to 20 inches. Harlequin Skyweavers moving up to 22 inches. Guardsman Infantry moving up to 24 inches because some guy in fancy hat told them to. 3D printing your own models. Building your own models out of Legos. When the 8 feet tall super genetic warrior that's more heavily armored than a tank gets cut in half by a ducking bug. Red Magic 5G. The world's fastest phone. Now in heat or dread. Stabs enemy in the lung. Breathtaking. Keanu Reaver. Can't lose if you're on both sides. Games Workshop. No, you can't all download all the files and infinitely share them. That makes taking them down impossible. We are Alfarius. Right, Scar's Predator tank will be like. Brave Cadian Guardsman picks up bolt gun from Fallen Astartes, bringing the fight to the heretics. M41 colorized. In only 2 weeks, Robert lost 800 pounds on Warhammer 40,000. Before. After. I sent dudes. You mean needs. I'm in a fight. I need more men. Do you remember we were saving for a house? Well, surprise. When you show someone something you're really proud of, and they say cool, and change the subject. Yes or no, you get to live your life as a Space Marine crab, but you can only answer questions vaguely. Perhaps. Offers blood and skulls. Con. It's gonna take more than that to impress me. Offers even more blood and skulls. Con. Games Workshop. Am I out of touch? Games Workshop. No, it's the fans who are on. Year 1914. The Emperor pretending to be unfit to fight in World War I because he knows he'll kill everyone. Iron Warrior mother duckers would really look at one of these and say, yeah, why not make this thing our new battle barge? My runic priests harness the power of Fenris. My Seekers use power of the warp. Fun fact. A war sphere is a powerful crude starship, the last vestige of the ancient power and surprising scientific advancement of the crude civilization prior to its move away from advanced technology. Get into Warhammer 40k, identify most with the word bearers, vibe with worshipping chaos undivided, get really into the chaos gods, and have a ton of fun playing them on the tabletop. Read The Last Heretic, and realize that I'm the good guys of the whole setting, and that it's up to me to save humanity. Me after finally finishing every single game from Warhammer 1 to 39,999, so I can finally play Warhammer 40,000. First Battle of Hydra Caudatus, the Iron Cage. Second Battle of Hydra Caudatus, the Imperial Palace Fortifications. And Villus Salux. Scoreboard. Scoreboard. Hey, I remember that legionary, he died like a coward. I wish everyone lived in their favorite fictional universe. Pokemon fans. 40k fans. Emperor when he has to fight the endless abominations of the warp. Emperor when he has to be a parent. So many millennia has already passed, and yet its machine spirit still screams. What does it sound like? Rage. I'm not a god. I'm just an immortal with supernatural powers demanding your eternal obedience. Also here's my giant sons with their own super abilities leading my legions of angels that you also must obey. Now build me a giant golden pyramid so you can sacrifice me 1,000 souls every day to power me up. Satisfied? 63 books and not a single mention of female custodes, but the recent retcon says there have always been female custodes. Not only is this a change to the established lore in terms of the creation process, but it also implies that no female custodian has ever done anything of note. Bulkthorn, your master that I hold 40k lore near and dear to my heart, and the canon in highest regard. But the dogs and charlatans at Amazon and Game Workshop have crafted nothing but falsehoods and derision to this community, and I intend to speak my mind about it. There must be accountability to the fanbase. Miriko, the engine is upset about women. Games Workshop confirms rumor that Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40k production at Amazon could be scrapped. When you snack at painting plasma coils, but you have electrical experience and an Adderall. Chainsaw Bayonet. Heavy Imperial breathing. Warhammer 40k. Only bigots hate female Adeptus Custodes. Me. Professional bigot. Oh my god, Custodes. I wanna buy this. Great. And as a bonus, I'll throw in a female Custodes for free. If that even touches my Custodes, I will kill you. It has to be lore accurate. Meanwhile, at Bulkrock and Vanguard headquarters, after investing in Games Workshop, change the lore. Why is it always you three when there is a reference? Dune. Warhammer 40k. JoJo's. Keep my shut together until I can wipe my ace again. Girls, guess my zodiac sign. You're so sensitive. I'd say Sagittarius. Boys, guess my Warhammer army. Orcs, because you're ducking stupid. Naming your child after a fictional character. Hey there Khaleesi, how was school? I hate you with every ounce of being. Naming your child after primarchs. I'm so proud of you, Sanguinius. I love you dad. Warhammer 40k in a nutshell. Genocide. They opened the tomb. Rattle 'em boys. My wife when she learns I got bulk out drunk and spent her life savings on a statue of the god emperor. 40k Space Marines. We just lost 100 Marines. This will severely hamper our ability to wage war and will take centuries to recover. 30k Space Marines. We just lost 1,000 Marines. Send in the next wave. I identify as a treat. My pronouns are trial me. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war, says Emperor of Mankind. Save child. Kill child. Salamanders. Babe no. Grandpa didn't really take your nose. It's just a silly children's trick. Suffer not the witch to live. When contacted by Legion commanders protesting the careless destruction, the Iron Warriors captains replied with laughter that bordered on betrayal. "We are all bleeding today." An Iron Warriors captain voxed back to Corfaran. "Have faith, word bearer." The link went dead to the sound of chuckling. "Stop shooting. You're hitting our troops," said the word bearer. "Lol," said the Iron Warrior, LMRO. Christian Warhammer 40k fans, when they remember the Emperor was literally Jesus in lore, so the entire Imperium is technically Christian. Starks. Star Wars fans. Haha, Darth Maul survived. No, it makes no sense. How can he have survived? 40k fans. The orcs are driving using a painted on control panel. I know. When you kill a trillion heretics and unlock the golden scene. Get away, Deldguard, you carrier of disease. I also carry presents. Or, it's plague. God damn it. Normal pay to win games. I just bought an army for 95 cents. You can't do that. That's cheating. Warhammer. I bought 40 Space Marines for $350. Same. Amazon finalizes deal with Games Workshop for Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40,000 cinematic universe. Things are now properly rolling. Thank you, my brother in blue. I had my reservations when you told me knowledge is power. But this book, it opened my eyes to so many different perspectives. Such possibilities. Warhammer 40,000. Exclusive. It's finally happening. Please mom. Don't tell the God Emperor I didn't finish my meal. Magus Garrison was right. This feels awesome. Kid discovers cupboard that brings his toys to life. Weeb collectors. Warhammer 40k Tyrannid main. IT support now. Have you tried turning it off and on again? IT support 40k. Has thou attempted the litany of deactivation and reactivation? Imperium, AI are evil. How can you love the Ironkin? The Leagues. Kin is kin. I've got your back, soldier. A glorious doubt. Powerful amulet of Nurgle discovered. Said to contain the woes of the Plague Lord. Unable as he is to find a boyfriend-free elder goddess. The artifact protects the bearer from the influence of self-awareness and accusations of being called a mother ducker. The amulet was crystallized in a viscosity that smelled strangely like orange soda. The Sisters of Silence in Warhammer 40k. Did you know? The Sisters of Silence in Warhammer 40k are an all-female order of anti-psychic warriors who never speak and have souls that reject the psychic energy of the warp, causing anyone nearby to feel a deep sense of unease. This is a subtle reference to the fact that no Warhammer fan has ever spoken to or felt comfortable around a woman. I didn't choose Dadork Life. Dadork Life chose me. Petition Games Workshop to change Space Wolves unit name to sound more like Vikings and less like a wolf finish. Moments before literally any new orc tech is deployed. Oh I doc. I'll sure this'll work. Hap eyes no idea boss. Deep Rock Galactic is just when the kin in Warhammer 40k find Tyrannids while mining a planet. Change my mind. I'm a huge 40k fan. Oh yeah. Name 20 Space Marines. Alperius. That's on me. I set the bar too low. Going through old yearbooks be like. Who's more likely to rip your heart out? Khan the Betrayer. Carmen the Betrayer. There are more than 20 million sentient species in the Star Wars galaxy. Don't choose to be a recess. That's 19,999,999 too many of them. Then. Primarchs. Monica the Red. Lemon Ross. Alphobius. Or Utuligan. Joa Takan. Rachel Johnson. Changuinus. However, they do have a sort of collaborative collective psychic ability, meaning that if enough orcs believe something is true, then it will actually become so, brought into being in real space through the power of the immaterium by their gestalt psychic ability. PMA. Positive mental attitude. Wake up. Come on. Snap out of it. Please, if you can hear my voice. It's no use. He's in a deep coma. Kept alive by machines just like the God Emperor. You dare compare me to the glorious Emperor? Prepare to be exterminated, heretic. Rico, what's the difference, if any, between a Dark Angel and a Loyalist? A Loyalist accepts personal responsibility for the safety of the Imperium, defending it with his life. A Dark Angel does not. Exact words of the law. I did not want to do this. I did not want to unleash my legions. But you betrayed us. Father, you had more scoops of ice cream on your cone than us. Than me. Adeptus Astartes players. You think this is funny? Me, when my orc truck explodes killing a mob of boys and his primarchs aggressor squad. I, Horus Heresy, will kill the God Emperor of mankind, and finally take my rightful place as the Warhammer 40k. Ultramarine fans explaining why Ultramarines are better than Imperial Fists. Imperial Fists fans explaining why Imperial Fists are better than Ultramarines. Wall. Warhammer 40k Space Marine Kel Team rocks Pride flag colors. It took over 80 hours to make this Warhammer 40k Space Marine Kel Team look this good, rocking armor colors inspired by LGBTQ pride flags. I'm no heretic. Me filling the room with negative energy because I'm trying to harm empaths. History Channel at midnight. Henry Cavill is officially attached to star in and exec produce a live-action Warhammer 40,000 series. Amazon is in final talks to acquire the series. My face when I hear the news that Henry Cavill is producing and starring in a new Warhammer 40k series. Don't do that. Don't give me hope. Try to drink my Tanner and play cards in the safety of my room. The administrative think that I must be bored and send me to an absolute clusterfuck of a combat zone. Survive the horrors of the universe by the scene of my teeth through lying, cheating, hiding, and judging. The Imperial High Command reward me with more medals and honors, further increasing my legitimate reputation as a hero of the Imperium. Percheramo, you think you're better than me, Rogaldorn. I'm better than you. I know nothing of Warhammer lore, but I still stand for the Emperor. This is probably the most loyalist shit I've ever seen, and I love it. When you trap humanity's greatest champion in a timeless hellscape to tempt him to chaos and instead he recites military history for 100 years straight. Please be patient, I have autism. Hell, diverse players have started role-playing as traitors who now want to burn Super Earth to the ground. Horus Heresy and Warhammer 40k fans. Hey, I've seen this one. The year is 2010 and people are making Warhammer anime girls. The year is 2024 and people are making Warhammer anime girls. Games Workshop, alright, we need you to determine which of these two models is just an army's faction leader and which one is a literal angel. Get rotated. 8-Jot. We can carry troops or a tank but not both. Lol. LMRO. It's time for you to look inward and begin asking yourself the big questions. Why are there two 40k wikis? Erryman trying to figure out how to save his legion for over 10,000 years. Ivrain casually doing it. Their latest official artwork of Sangard. And what they give us. Weak. Ha ha ha. What is that? Big. Are they really human? No way. Must be Gatlantis. 40k fans be like, I love Grimdark. It doesn't hold any punches, truly a setting for mature stories. 40k fans reading lore that isn't Space Marines bolt upon, and is actually supposed to be uneasy and distressing. I'd like to die now. I don't want to live in a cosmos where things, like you are loose. You are a maker of abominations. Use this toy, Alice, quick. We are starting to lose. When they resurrect you after 10,000 years and things are somehow even ducking worse than Horus Rebellion. That face when the Monkeep blame your race for Slaanesh, but forgets they armed chaos with its greatest champions, and is responsible for the Great Rift. When you find out the final boss fight for Space Marine 2 is a Lord of Change. Warhammer 40,000, 1987 to 1993, heavy metal rock and roll. Warhammer 40,000, 1993 to 1998. Oh, we are successful. Let's make something a little more sovereign. Warhammer 40,000, 1998 to 2020. So our stories are grimdark and our fans like that. Warhammer 40,000, 2020 to now. Over 20 years. We have to change something to be up to date. Never ask a human supermist the race of his girlfriend. First they came for heretics, and I did not say anything, for I was not a heretic. Then they came for the mutants and I said, make sure you get all the mutants. Who would win? 4 of the most well-trained genetically augmented warriors in the galaxy. 1 magic man. Me who's only interested in the lore. Whatever the fresh hell is going on in the tabletop community. According to Magnus. No, you need to sacrifice your legion and sit on the golden throne to save humanity. Duck off. According to Vulcan. Forgive me. No. Iron Mouse. Okay, I don't know. I don't watch Twitch. When you realized Call is talking about a children's fairy tale to explain planetary positions. The Vatican has an AI specialist, Paul Obenanti talks about spirits in machines. Faith is our shield. Dude called Faith. Reading through the Horus Heresy and Get to Fear to Tread, a Blood Angels book. Not overly interested in them, but looking forward to seeing Sanguinius. They get sent by Horus to a distant system on the edge of the galaxy and a planet bursts into the Chaos Star symbol. A bloodthirster and a keeper of secrets fight with hundreds of recognizable demons. Something sorely lacking in the rest of the series. The red thirst and the bulk rage are fully explained as a flaw of the Emperor's dabbling in chaos magic to create the primarchs. Horus seems Erebus. Heat taken coming. If Lindris comes back, I actually really hope that after 200 years he's since grown up and actually come to realize the mistake he made, regretting it and maybe seeks forgiveness. I don't really want a revenge story. I feel like Titus is better than that. Just finished Warhammer 40,000. Space Marine. This is my only input. The Phoenician belittling the Khan. The Khan implying not very nice things about Fulgrim and his warriors. You have some base colors to work with and unlock more by playing the game. And you get to choose which colors go where on your marine's armor. You want more colors? Give me money for preset palettes that don't give you the choice on where they appear on your Spartan. Because duck you. You filthy Xenos, I'm gonna. You should get to safety civilian. There are Xenos out there. I've played so many JRPGs that if I walked into this room I'd fight the Pope. I lied, I don't have Netflix. Take off your shoes. We are going to play Speed Freaks. I need someone to play Rocket Truck Squibbergy while I seaside jump right into the stomper. Don't talk to me or my son ever again. The Emperor was isekai'd into the 40k universe. After fighting Slanesh and discover you have new features. Thanks to the miracle of the geomantic web, tech, I can talk to anyone around the realms. Stone Mage. Hello World. Bog Shaman. Kill yourself. Marvelous. The setting needs female custodes as representation. Yeah, old law was bigoted anyway. Custodes with more model variation is neat. Reasonable. That, it's not what it looks like. I'll kill you if I catch you wearing my stuff again. Slap. I don't want to grow up anymore and lose my soul. New brain tech turns paralyzed patients' thoughts into speech with 97% accuracy. This innovation deciphers brain signals when a person attempts to speak, converting them into text, which the computer then vocalizes. Fantabulous. It's honking time. No, Harlequin no. Fun fact. According to ADB, there is loyalist chapters from Traitor Genocide, but they won't be revealed. Look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power. Start playing Space Marine 2. We decide to read up on the lore. Wait. Buy a few minutes for fun. Oh god no. What is a rich person's money tip you wish you knew sooner? Think again. Why, son? Why? You are the unrivaled master of genetic engineering. And yet, here I stand, suffering from male pattern baldness. That's why. Ultramarine Successor Chapter The Emperor's Crimson Sword Knight Angels of Dark Vengeance Codex Astartes Compliant. Grim and dour. Brutal and uncompromising. Known for ferocity in battle. Halo. 40k. Helldivers. Firing dudes into a planet from space. Personally I think most of the Blood Angels range refresh looks pretty cool. Space Marine models have been bland ever since Primaris. People who only play 40k, man Ian of Strife has it so much better. People who only play Ian of Strife, where's the Iron Jaws spearhead? Games Workshop? Games Workshop. Not every army needs a huge centerpiece, motherduckers. When their faction doesn't get a character turned into a big ace centerpiece. My brain is too smooth. The smoothest there is. Heresy. Your words simply slide right off. Fun facts with Squidward. If humanity discovered deep space travel, it would be a repeat of Manifest Destiny. Can't see. Can't hear. Can't talk. Can't. Thinking 40k was merely a weird hobby about spending $50 on a box of unpainted plastic. 37 years of lore spanning over 400 books. Must resist buying cool flying things. It hasn't even been 10 minutes, Paul. Do not resist. The Tor are our friends. Rob out Gilliman waking up in M42. Why did everything go to shut? Fun fact. As of M42, Corvus became a small legend among the word bearers. What is my purpose worth? You're a ducking too more that reloads my rat gat for me, because I'm too lazy to, LMRO. Oh my rat god. I've decided I don't want to go as a ghost. I want to dress as Tactical Sergeant Tarkus from the Blood Raven's 4th Company in Warhammer 40,000. We have you 30 to 1. I like those odds. Completely lore accurate war between the Galactic Republic and the Imperial of Man. Da duck they doing over there. What the duck they doing over there? Magnus did nothing wrong. Perturabo did everything right. Who would win in an arm wrestling match, Vulcan or Faris? Stop it. I'm trying to sleep. Duck you dad. Eldred is cool. Live in prairie action. If no good guys in Warhammer, why good boy? Hi there. Is there a project you're working on? I know more than you. 2008. 2024. Look at how they massacred my boy. Can somebody ducking tell me what words the word bearers bear and why they bear them? I didn't read Horus Heresy. Inside Warhammer 40k, there are 2 wolves. Oh, this is some nice not grimdark sci-fi. That's kinda heretic. I should post a bulk Templar meme. Tell me the truth. I'm ready to hear it. Culture determines more about a chapter than Gene Seed does, and traitor Gene Seed chapters are supposed to be rare, so there's a good chance that all, or most traitor suspected chapters, Blood Ravens, Sons of the Phoenix, Red Scorpions, etc., are just funny Ultramarines or Imperial Fists. I can't wait for society to collapse, so my ideology can rise from the ashes. Games Workshop making my favorite Blood Angel unit so generic that it gives Ultramarines a run for their money. Me thinking of doing Blood Angels. I just built and primed a Vermin Lord Deceiver in preparation for an Eshin army. Get ripped. Or be heretic. Whoa. Beekeepy upon ye. Sobs. Why it ends so wrong. Have you tried Null Oil? This mother duck is so powerful he got canonized. Me hoping on Reddit. A female moderator for the Custode subreddit has quit due to harassment. Weak aura. My captain has repeatedly ignored the tenets of the Codex Astartes, and he may be a corrupted traitor. I must sell him out to the Inquisition immediately. Strong aura. Duck it, Weeble. Duck it, Weeble. Duck it, Weeble. Duck it, Weeble. My lord, the Stormcast Eternals aren't fantasy space marines. By the Emperor of Man. What are you talking about? They are literally Thunder Warriors. The Lord of the Rings. Gollum review. This stealth adventure has its charms, despite a fractured identity. Warhammer 40,000. Space Marine to review. After a rip-roaring first impression, the long-awaited sequel quickly runs out of steam. Gollum won the argument. Khan after swinging his axe in the air, seeing how suddenly the axe is covered in blood and his dealt counter increased by 1. Visible confusion. Accidentally became important at work and it's ruining my life. I came with an request. Please don't post any memes that spoil the campaign of Space Marine 2. That's it. That's my request. You can tie me up and do whatever you want. Little Monkey. Commissar sir, I capture a Xenos. Did we beat the Primarch? That was a scout marine. The deadly harlequins and their hideous dance. We are doomed. Imperial Fist successors. I'm Adolf Hitler. Know the work rules. Appropriate. Sir, I disagree with your decision. Or, you're sweet. Inappropriate. Sir, I disagree with your decision. Hello, human resources? Stop giving me your toughest battles. You are my best soldier. Give me harder battles. What the duck? The Ultramarines are the only ones that won the Iron Cage. I agree with the clown. Jump packs in story mode. Jump packs in multiplayer. You filthy, disgusting human. What are you doing in the ruins of this craft world? It is already completely destroyed. The souls of its inhabitants consumed by she who thirst. Why do you doom this place even more with your presence? Oh. Those are spirit stones? You and your brothers rescued them? Wow. Thank you so much. We are truly grateful. As our honored guests, our ships will escort you safely from this system. But please, if there is anything you want, just say so. The absolute state of 40k. 1. Open Warhammer internet. 2. A custode. A woman who is shivering because it is very cold. A piece of his own cloak. You can't report him if you don't know his chapter. The Codex Astartes does not support this action. Titus, I need 6 men for this mission. Acheron. 3. Take it or leave it. Adeptus Mechanicus, so how big do you want this cannon to be? Imperium. Yes. Watercast reporting to an ethereal after giving a captured guardsman the first glass of transparent water of his life. It will probably be too hard to convert the Gula. Actually it was super easy, barely an inconvenience. What is brother doing? Helmets on. Helmets off. Custodes fans going to war over whether the most boring faction should include ladies in it or not. The Delt Guard is coming. We will destroy them with our fleets as soon as they pass through this portal. Day 1. Day 2. Day 817. Watcher got there? A point defense weapon. Brock Lesnar's daughter, Maya, said to play female custodes Tirith in a live action series. Games Workshop. Here is the 5th Chaos God. Vashtor the Arcathane. Games Workshop. This is the 4th time in a row you've shown the 5th Chaos God. So GHR, now that you're a major Chaos God, what going to do now? I gonna betray everyone. I hated you from day 1 anyways. Guys, I'm still in honey jails. Guys? Go. Wow, that was so predictable. I didn't see that coming. I told you. I told you. I ducking told you, sack of me. Psychologist, the god of Warg isn't real. He can't hurt you. God of Warg. Nostramo needed to be ruled by fear. There was no other way. Chemus. Baal. Prospero. Kaiva. Nocturne. Makrak. Gilliman when leading the Imperium in 30k. Gilliman when leading the Imperium in 40k. Average Inquisitor commits 10 exterminatus a year. Factoid actually just statistical error. Average Inquisitor commits 0 exterminatus a year. Exterminatus Cryptman, who lives in a cave and commits over 10,000 exterminatus a day, is an outlier and should not have been counted. There is a new Space Marine character. Open the cannon gate. He's from a video game. Close the cannon gate. It's Titus. Open the cannon gate wide open. Literally any Xenos species the Imperium sees. Why don't the Elder just tell us about anything instead of being manipulative and vague behind the scenes? My sister and I, when we have to get the 1000 Sika flavored sandwiches for our father who orders every day. POV character. I had a dream about a nice old man and a gun. Most people. Warhammer fans. That's right. A girl joins the Imperium of Man. Well, that's super duper. Custodes. Heck, we already about 100 trillion women in the Imperium. Ultramarines getting shutted on by the entire fandom for over a decade. It would be really irresponsible to take the day off of work, call in sick, and play Space Marine 2 all day. Female-led relationship. Games Workshop has gone woke. People who don't know. People who know. The custodes who knows. Yeah, so custodes can't be women. Hey, what was the last unit you painted? My friend transitioned, but I found out he's naming himself Grammaticus. I want to be supportive, but ducking Grammaticus? Sorry, this post was removed by Reddit's spam filters. When the Tor player has god rolls and actually kills a few of my orc boys in close combat. Tie me up. Do what you want. Game breaking bugs, server stability issues, Space Marine 2 early access pre-orders. When long lost brothers start yapping about galaxy as mankind's birthright, the stars are ours for the taking in front of the 10/10th Sealdery baddies. You know we'll meet again, right? Yes. Let me get this straight. You think the Primarchs Invicta tactical warsuit is a great model? I do. And I'm tired of pretending it's not. Greetings, citizen of Imperium. 6 copies of Warhammer Space Marine please. Why is it, when something happens, it is always you three? I've been asking this question myself a lot, Chaplain. When a Chaos Sorcerer tries to mind control you, but you've already replaced that part of your brain with an RX 69 million graphics card, your malignant energies are useless. Emperor, I'm not a god, why does everyone worship me? Also Emperor most of the time. I've got it. To defeat the Night Lords, we must fight them in a day, a slow day. Robert, what is the biggest treat to the Imperium at large? 4-day early unlock, crashes, broken DLSS, bugs, server problems, can't launch game, textures bugs, Epic Games Online. Invites you to his forge. Whoa, that's a lot of weapons. Insults you, gives you a weapon as a gift, refuses to elaborate, tells you to leave. Hello Scout from Deep Rock Galactic. Hello Captain Aturan from Space Marine. When you're a Chaos Space Marine, your battle brothers outnumber and murder the Guardians of the Corpse Emperor. You think it's going to be an easy win, but suddenly one of them starts laughing, and his female companion speaks. They're not supposed to do that. Polls show women rank reading among most attractive hobbies. Me who's read all the Horus Heresy books. What can I say except you're welcome. Warhammer fans, when they have to play the game in 4K instead of 40K. When a scene is banned, players with that scene will have their scene removed. Sorry kid, the rules are the rules. What do you mean the codex doesn't support blowing up random planets? Mandaculindris, Asmodee. Games Workshop, why would we make menace about the Exodite Elder? No one would ever buy dinosaur riding space elves. Everyone else. Heimdall. Oh, we both know that's not true. Mushroom learns to crawl after being given robot body. Do you want orcs? Because this is how you get orcs. 40k and fantasy fans having some great games released in recent years. Meanwhile Age of Sigmar fans. The poor Soldat's responsible for casualty reports of his unit. Oh, I thought you were dead. Kane, for the 3rd time this week. My dealt was greatly exaggerated. You have betrayed your emperor. The Codex Astartes does not support this action. Actually it does. Codex Astartes names this maneuver Steel Rain. You wake up on September 9th. Space Marine 2 comes out today. You immediately go to download it. It's not available until noon. Me who was never fond of the Imperial Guard, after playing Space Marine 2. I get it now. Me listening to an old Warhammer playlist. Stringstorm. Brothers, I seek assistance. Where in the throne's name can I watch the tithes? I'm Rogaldorn. The Praetorian of Terror. I'm Rogaldorn. Praetorian of Terror. The Primarch of. I'm Rogaldorn. Are you going to sleep? Yes I am. Now shut up. Sister of Battle Lydia, with Demon Beetlejuice, she controls using his true name. Warhammer Games original soundtrack. I like this. But this is brilliant. Why do women only like stupid chicks who treat them like shit? Breaking news. Half of new Amazon show's budget already spent on miniatures. I had to make sure everyone on set had at least enough points for combat patrol. Henry Cavill. Shout out to that one gigachad Imperial Fist who saw ducking Horus wandering alone on the battlefield and thought bet. Guardsman, listen. I don't care if it was the size of a house. I shot it 6 times. You only once. It's my kill, not yours. Stop giving me your toughest battles. But you are my Imperium's greatest hero. Give me harder battles. What the duck? Games Workshop. Elder players who haven't seen an update since Bill Clinton was president. Games Workshop. Girls, isn't it weird how we have so many more sisters than us starts? Yeah, crazy, right? Boys, let's have our recruits drink blood and sleep in a coffin for a year. Yes, and let's make them walk miles barefoot in the snow. Cause I really wanna stay at your house. Screech. And I hope this works out. Click. The other 3 chaos gods. Con. Why do you keep a demon world for no reason, except to resurrect a bunch of orcs over and over again? Con. I just think they are neat. The Games Workshop Group Store Manager. Other players. Grimdark. Games Workshop Group. Me coming to the store with Legos painted with Citadel. You play Space Marines because you like big strong men in power armor. I play Space Marines because I'm xenophobic. We are not the same. You know Jimmy Carter only served 1 term. He could run again. When the Plague Lord class Titan steps around the hab bulk and all you have are some spicy flashlights. For the Emperor. Yes Rico, for the Emperor. The Emperor oppressively outlaws all religions and faiths to replace them with a secular imperial truth. The Martian Mechanicum worships the Emperor as an avatar of the Omniscient. The Emperor. I'll allow it. There are no good guys in 40k. Bullshit. The Imperium are clearly the good guys. Tell that to the trillions worked to dealt in sunless hive cities, or the sickers sacrifice to the corpse god every day. The Imperium is fighting for the literal survival of the species. So duck yes, they are the good guys. Oh well, then I guess the Tyranids are good guys too because they are just a galactic apex predator feeding on worlds to survive. Exterminatus. You ducking heretic. Alright, so everything in this millennium is ducked. What even is a date? I believe that would be heresy. Primarch. Excuse you? The subject of the current imperial standard date is heresy. The inquisitorial Lord Okronos is having an entire civil war over it. The ducking what? Sororitas Canoness. To nourish you for your heresy, you will be sent to battle almost completely naked while being whipped by your sisters. The Slaaneshi demon possessing the Sister Repentia. Space Force wants ideas in good taste on what it should call its members. Rebreathing intensifies. Adeptus Sororitas Canonis reviewing armored vehicle requisition options for her church order militant. Bullshit. Bullshit. That I love. I absolutely love. A member of the Aquilan Shield, on mission as part of their enigmatic plan to protect those specific individuals deemed important to the Imperial Terror. I don't understand. I have my ration card right here. I come here every week. Look, lady, new rule. No addendum papers, no ration stipend. Now beat it. Don't make me call the arbit. Thank you dearie. Mrs. Biggens will be receiving her weekly stipend. I'm once again asking you guys not to compare the Ukrainian soldiers currently fighting to the fictional Imperial Guard. When the world the Inquisitor was sent to investigate is fully compliant, its governor is exceedingly competent, and has timely paid, or even exceeded its imperial tithe for the last 2 millennia, those duckers are up to something. Will I ever be as good as the old masters? Will I ever be as good as the old masters? Will I ever be as good as the old masters? I'm the best. An imperial expedition into an inactive tomb world discovers a semi-dormant Necron lord. Is it the time of the awakening yet? No? Then duck it off. Senior Watercast Ambassador lecturing junior tour diplomats on the Imperium's internal political structure. A representation of Malkador the Sigillite's brief time on the throne, while the Emperor departs to duel Horus. I'm the Primarch of the 1st Legion. What are you? I'm an orc. Cool. We can be friends. Until Angren is dead. After that it gets difficult. Still counts as 100% Games Workshop Group plastic, right? I know nothing about 40k, but my husband knows everything. What's some shut I could say to pass him off? Not knowing the law and writing an accurate fanfiction. Learning the law to write law-adherent fanfiction. Learning the law, disregarding it, and writing an accurate fanfiction. Poor predictable corn. Always chooses melee. Good old melee, nothing beats that. Senior Adeptus Auroritus Canonis gives a visiting Ordo Hereticus Inquisitor a tour of her parish's extensive heretic burning piles. Impossible. Dom. You came in our hour of greatest need. You should know by now, the streets always got your back, Biggie. Now let's teach that little butch Horus a thing or two about family. A gang of boys crash land in the last video game you played. How much of a zoggin' good time do they have? Good aligned playthroughs in RPGs. I finished killing the bad guys for you. No, keep your money. I'm just glad to be helpful to people in need. Good aligned playthroughs in Rogue Trader. My lord, your thousands of sleeves below deck have started to complain about the beatings they received from your guards. Put dogs in their food. They are not called Dark Elder anymore, Dad. I'll be deep in the cold ground before I recognize drudgery. Games Workshop have decided to copyright claim my video, so I earn nothing from it. All visual and audio assets of Warhammer Plus content are obviously copyright of Games Workshop plc. They have been reproduced here at a far lower resolution than the originals, and in small snippets. This sort of contextual use should be protected by education, review, and fair use exemptions in existing copyright law. The actual Imperium of Man. I care not about your sexuality, gender, or race. You will all feed the Imperial machine. Grimdark Imperium fans right now. Please no, make TV show political. You will be sent to Raven. Guard. What? Tor Commander engaging Adeptus Mechanicus forces for the first time, and wondering why that strange pointy mountain in the distance is getting closer. Kunk on Warhammer. 40,000. Warhammer 40,000 was released in 1987, though its themes from the late 80s have remained relevant to this day. Themes like the permanent escalation and mobilization leading to disaster and a self-perpetuation of crisis. And if it's possible to be such a massive cucumber, that it gives you superpowers. How I imagine the Primaris rollout went with Space Marine chapters cut off from outside news. Primarch Gilliman lives. I give you your chapter's total current strength in reinforcement. Here is the means to make more. Don't. Duck up. What? Archival footage of the start of the Emperor's Human Webway project. Welcome to the Webway. Please enjoy your stay. My armor is contempt. My shield is disgust. My sword is hatred. Games Workshop. Buy out content creators. Games Workshop. Lock them behind a paywall. Games Workshop. Everyone pirates it. Games Workshop. Everyone pirates it. After completing the conquest of Terra, the Emperor unveils his plan to create 20 bio-engineered, half-warp, super generals from his own DNA. Games Workshop Group's statement was unnecessary. I've never experienced any prejudicism in the hobby, so it clearly doesn't exist. SJWs are ruining the hobby by pointing out bigotry. This discussion is preventing me from enjoying the game. Wizards of the Coast. Games Workshop Group. Wizards of the Coast. I sent the pink curtains after a YouTuber and his family. Games Workshop Group. Dude, what the duck? Rob out Gilliman. We must restrict the size of legions to just 1,000 marines, so that no single man can command too much military power. Also rob out Gilliman. Behold. My stuff. What made you think something called a chaos god wouldn't deceive you? Think Horus think. What's that? We are from the future. Whoa. No way. This is so cool. Huh. Are you tired of dragging this rotting corpse of an empire after you? Don't you just want to let it burn? focus on Ultima, and start over from there? The grim darkness of Warhammer 40k reverberates as fans dread the power's resonance. They're making it die. Fun fact. Slaanesh granted a woman demonhood after she devoured 3 of his or her greater demons. The Emperor returning back to ancient Earth after his meditative vision of the future, deciding to be less of a fascist space dictator and also to kill the guy who invented the butcher's nails. I hate 10th. I hate 10th. I hate 10th. You're going to Legends. Double lighting claws are illegal now. There have always been female custodians. I don't care. Blood is blood. The only pronouns in 40k are meat or grinder. Change is good. You're clearly new. Look at all these other retcons GW have done. It doesn't matter. The hobby will continue. You won't be missed. I want a 10 feet tall muscle mommy to step on me. You're an incel. No, there haven't. What everyone thought Warhammer Adventures would be, Mary Sue kids and Ultraminds killing Necrons. What actually happened? Necrons destroy the planet and Imperial Guard in hours, slaughter the Ultramarines. The kids spend the entire book running from Necron Delt Mark, and never actually manage to kill single Necron, and one main character Ice, all in the first book. Fun fact. Fiends of Slaanesh have only one side with Nepals. Greetings brother. I have returned. I know it has been so long, yet nonetheless, I have come to aid you against the Xenos school. Gilliman, what's that thing you got there? It's called smoothie. Me, I promise I won't get all political. 3 drinks later, the Emperor's plan on how he is going to save humanity. Sigmar's plan on how he is going to save humanity. I'm going to find whatever is causing problems for humans and hit it with my hammer until it stops. Warhammer 40,000. The Space Marines are brave heroes who make the tough choices necessary to save humanity. They are so noble that sometimes they feel conflicted and morally grey when they murder 10 billion children. We promise it's still satire though, even though 99% of the time we don't criticize them at all. We have no idea why so many real Neezus love our setting. Helldivers. Come on Helldiver. Fight for democracy by spreading a system where people can't vote. Defend humanity by sacrificing your lives on a planet we know has zero strategic importance. And don't you dare look at all those propaganda screens explaining why we manufactured this war for profit. Father, I think I like men. Okay. Father, I think I like men too. For the imperial truth, do any of my creations like women, my lord? Fun fact. There was a time when the Chaos Gods decided to host a fight between their favorite champions. In the end, it seemed his champion won, so Com just mashed the battlefield. Maintained city-sized barrier against endless demons for years. Fights a significant portion of Com. In the middle of a war, the universe lags under strain of his final attack. Time stops as a side effect. Ice continues to serve the great plan as a corpse. Casually rearranges stars in the shape of a smiling frog to insult a chaos worshipper as Saurus warriors are beating him to death. Anonymous asked, how would a Krork fare against a space marine? A Krork would utterly body a space marine. To be clear, a regular orc could kill a space marine. Regular orcs do kill space marines. Now imagine the orc is the size of a large imperial knight, wearing hyper advanced power armor, and is even more combat savvy. That's a Krork. The Chaos Gods congratulating the Administratum Clerk who adds and subtracts 0 seconds at random from reports. He does that out of boredom, and has single-handedly caused more damage to the Empyrean than Abaddon. The duality of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Hydrocarbons? Dead body parts for components? Just how primitive are these Gula? Whoosh. Suro. The Gula have set space on fire. We can't put it out. Fun fact. Farsight has unraveled both the Tactica Imperialis and Codex Astartes after the Damocles Crusade. Me painting my horde of Tyrannids. My 3-year-old niece popping in an hour past her bedtime asking if she can help paint the purple dinosaurs. Me sitting her on my lap and letting her hold the brush while I guide it. POV. What plagued marines and demons of Nurgle Sea before being obliterated by pre-logic and DAOT weapons? Really? Right in front of my OSHA handbook? Foolish and clumsy, the orc will come at you with his cleaver. It will be a simple matter to catch his hand at the wrist, as shown. Fun fact. Deltwatch has a shield that is decorated with soul stones of their victims. The first Night Lord to attempt terror tactics on a Necron. After a grueling battle, you retrieved many of the Elder's constructs. The Earthcast can't wait to reverse engineer them to understand their inner workings. They've come to conclusion that they shan't even exists. Fun fact. Some Tor farmers prayed for water and Nurgle's demon answered. Orcs talking about any human officer. He is even worse than Edged. He is, Maymork, forgive me for saying this word, a Humi. Orcs talking about Commissar Yerrick. First of all, I won't allow anyone to speak the name Sebastian Yerrick without the title War Boss. Fun fact. A man shot a Night Lord in the face point blank, and the bullet bounced back and killed him. Papa Nurgle, I'm so sorry for destroying your greatest creation. Please keep giving me your hardest challenges, so I may redeem myself. Hugith, you are my greatest creation. I loved you then, now, and always. Please go forth, and be my jolliest soldier. Alfarius, after realizing that lies and deception can't stop a 10-foot long 300-pound chainsaw heading straight for your face. Oh. Custode's perfect record. Imperium will not acknowledge Custode's defeats. Commissar Caiaphas Kane, hero of the Imperium. Lady General genestealer, just wanted to be quartermaster of a garrison regiment. Fun fact. Because most stairs in Tor Empire are designed for hooves, it is uncomfortable for humans to use it. Girls, it's been 4 years. He probably forgot about me. A lanius person after 30,000 years. You are an imperial citizen, and you are drying yourself with your towel after bathing to go on a date with the person you like. You realize, too late, that you didn't grab a towel. Fun fact, Lucius is eternally tormented by the faces on his armor of people who managed to defeat him. Easy, you snack, get on my level. Gaunt, lol. Get wrecked. Noob. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smells of elderberries. Fun fact. Some tech priests believe that white is the real traditional color for them, not red. Humans of the Tor Empire. I sold and betrayed my entire species for a pulse rifle bluebies. Random goo visa. Me witnessing horrors beyond my comprehension. I don't get it. Fun fact. Orokin the Diviner turned back time 3 times to beat treason in the court. Sci-fi numbers be like. Fleet of incredibly expensive ships, made with an incredibly rare alloy, made with the resources of a single system. Fleet size, thousands of ships. Fleet that covers a 7 million cubic light year area of space that contains dozens of systems, made by an empire with the resources of the entire galaxy. Fleet size, 50 to 75 ships. Due to their poorly understood construction, Arch Mechanicus class ships contain functional STC databases. The Mechanicus don't know how to access them. Okay Siege, I did what the vision told me, now turn me into a demon prince. No. But I completed all 999 rituals. I spent millennia of my life for this. I don't care. That doesn't make any sense. Too bad. Who would win? Abaddon conned Catty out with teleporter. Fun fact. Conrad Kerr saved a woman from seaside, and then he skinned her to doubt. Tyranids. 2 armies of servitors, which have so much metal, that they do not give them enough biomass. Members of Adeptus Mechanicus. 20 more armies of servitors with even more metal. I think the 40k orcs could learn from the orcs in D&D. Who do we contact at GW to move them in this direction? Who would win? A lone custodian with only a guardian spear versus a billion gazillion scale. Infantrymen only, no ranged weapons. The Imperium believing that the Emperor protects for 10k years has a legit probability of forcing a section of the warp to be heaven or a good afterlife for humanity. Fun fact. Tour music can be too deep for human, literally. Random tour seeing a human child in a small wooden boat in space. The Star Child, small e, wondering which way terror is. Marine malevolent after being almost completely annihilated. It's afraid. The jolly grin when he sees a Chaos Terminator coming towards the little ones. My underwear watching me spend £25 on a plastic soldier. Does he bite? No, but he can hurt you in other ways. Not liking the new Sister Repentia because their aunt's Lexi doesn't make the old ones better. It just makes you a creep. Squad broken. You can't stop beat me. I know, but he can. The two sides of my brain fighting when I abbreviate HH has been Hotel versus Horus Heresy. The Grey Knights after finding out that the Delt Watch prevented the potential Delt of a Chaos God. I just want to talk with him. When someone tells you that Tyranids are innocent beings who only need to eat, and the hive mind is the one that is evil, just remember that lictors exist. A lictor who killed all his guards for the 9th consecutive time. Cardinal Salem, the spiritual leader of that world about to lose his sanity, found the real-life inspiration for the Imperium. Imperial Guardsmen. Tech priests blessing the machine spirit. Imperial sigil on vehicles. Loose federation of systems. Oblasts. Building cathedrals on top of war machines. God Emperor. Fusion of religion and war. The difference between 40k and Age of Sigmar. War Master. What servants of Corpse Emperor shall we slay? Who the duck are you people? I thought I hired legionaries. Dark Master. When can we overthrow the Ever-Chosen? Who the duck are you people? I thought I hired legionaries. Who would win in a fight? Jeremy Clarkson with a chainsaw or a single Tyranid? I love Warhammer 40k fans on here because they're all like I love Glorbius Scrunclius. He's such a relatable tragic character. The scenes in his book where he talks about how his father failed him always make me so emotional. He's my sweet little baby girl and I would protect him with my life. And then I look up Glorbius Scrunclius or whatever and his canon artwork looks like. Chaos. Anathema. We had a deal. We gave you 20 ducking warp gods. It's time you pay the duck up or you're seriously gonna regret it. Oh no, I'm so scared. What are you gonna do? Huh? You're just a chicken. Cheap. Yep. Me seeing people use models I can't even afford as ducking basing materials. New Admech novel just got announced. Can we get some nudes of this character going before the book even comes out? But when the world needed him most, he vanished. How it feels to consume dairy with no adverse effects. Go back, Sam. I'm going on a penitent crusade alone. Of course you are, and I'm coming with you. Balgag. Everyone is being killed by noisemarines.jpg. You're deaf. Say cheesy dad joke no one can hear including you. Cave the noise marines head in. After 10,000 years, I finally found it. Logger's Secret Grimoire. My furry pun fanfic collection. Remember kids, Warhammer 40k is the most inclusive sci-fi universe of all. It doesn't matter your race, whether you are bulk or right, tall or short, straight or guy, because in the end, we are all going to be eaten by Tyranids. Hateful Grim, wanna see a magic trick? I'm gonna make this warhound disappear. Tada. Girls with a time machine. Jim Carrey would make an incredible Conrad Curse. What? He's terrifying when he needs to be. He's got the word awkward lanky build, but moves super smoothly despite it. Imagine Kurz with the Grinch smile, the movement of Ace Ventura or the mask, and the acting eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. Jess, what the duck are you talking about? Eldreduthran is the one who cut off Abaddon the Despoiler's arms. Change my mind. Really? Right in front of my Codex Astartes? I wonder how a conversation between these two would go. You having a bad day? Me. Emotional support. The homies. So you're going to sell them to me for what your husband said he paid for them? We see the past and the future, but even we cannot see. Who the duck asked. Fun fact. The standard issue pulse rifle that most fire warriors use was developed during the first sphere expansion when the Tor first met the orcs. At start the orcs kept defeating the Tor, but then the Earthcast refined the new pulse rifles that turned the tide of a multi-generation war that came to be known as the Campaign of Cleansing. The pulse rifle has since remained the main fire warrior weapon for millennia, with variants as the pulse pistol being used by the other castes. Never ask more of her age. To Henhoin for mercy. Carol friends about window tax riot. A Tor commander watching the half-neat Gula woman wielding a massive chainsaw saw dodge a railgun blast. You know Clone Grim was a plot device for Fabius to realize he can't bring back the Legion days. Fabius himself said the clone will end up making the same mistakes that Fulgrim did. Loyalist Clone Grim. There's a rule that bulk library authors can't use other authors' characters, and the author who made the Fulgrim clone left bulk library. Loyalist Clone Grim. Quit having fun. Loyalist Clone Grim. Some ancient sage. Your children will be demigods. Biggie. Some ancient sage. Your grandkids will be demi-elder. Biggie. The Elder faction. Craftworld Elder. Alatok. Bealtan. Iandon. Samehan. Ulthway. Ibresil. Media. The average adult spends $255 per year on their hobbies. Siphus Kane and Jujan are assigned to work with Kif and Zappo Brannigan for the 4th Tyrannic War. How does it go? I breathe air for you. I pump blood for you. I filter waste for you. Buy more minis. Okay, listen. See this? I'm stealing this. But I'm not a nut, so take this. I'm not having a box of minis. I'm having 6. It's called an army, and it's expensive. 10th edition should close with an event where Vashtor actually succeeds in his goal and unleashes a vast army of Dark Mechanicum, even getting a codex on the galaxy. Maybe Heldelf and Gruss return from the Maelstrom to help the loyalists with all he's learned about the warp and an army of Sicaskaterii or something, and be the one release for Admech during the event. Then 11th should open with Dark Mechanicum as the big bad faction with a campaign to decide the fate of a planet. Like that's ever gonna happen. While Fulgrim was being corrupted by Slaanesh, or after being corrupted, there is a strong chance that he used the ladder blade for sounding, both for himself and his legion. Who the duck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down. Brothers, hearken and answer. What is the first edict of the Codex starts? Have fun, and be thyself. Verily, brothers. Onward now. 37th Company. Hyde City and the fanfic. Chaos cults. Outer God cult. Unicorn cult. Genestealers. Literally the coolest space marine sculpts ever. Versus mediocre Primaris upgrade kit. Who the duck are you? I thought we were working for Malus. Who the duck are you? I thought we were working for Malize. Talk to me, or my son, nevermore. I have a blood angel in basket weaving, and a PhD in kicking your ace. Autochronus watching Magus Technicus Tathixon and Cryptech Chronomancer Casmateth the Silent kill each other over and over again in a time loop. Daduck they doin over there. Nights after attacking him with the most powerful attack they had. How are you not dead? I have no idea. The Salamander's third company when they see an unburned elder human kid. Lay your weapon down, Xeno. Violence is not the answer. How Silotti would you say you are? In theory? Very. In practice? Not at all. I'm lazy. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Can't be textured conventionally. Dishonored to tutorials. Emily is having fun and bonding with her father while he trains her. He is very proud of her. The right scars watching Magnus make an argument so terrible that it not only nukes their entire case for Seekers, but causes the Emperor to outlaw their Stormseers and put mandatory moles in all legions. Which one of you is Alfarius? Me, of course. Nick. Consider this for a moment. If Scathe lose at Hell Crown, then mighty Vermin King will smite Kel ones in charge. Yes. Meaning can claim take their place and warp cheese. Yes. Sabotage rival foes. In Great Horned Rat's name. How the Elder view humanity. The Tyrannid hive mind seeing that the humans were kind enough to re-put food on a world that they already have eaten is for me. Watching the Iron Jaw Auroch tank a volley of cannon shots and running Mach 5 to you. Imperial Guard commanders receiving their reports after a battle. To shreds you say. IT people, when people ask them to fix their fridge. What? You really thought that? Because you are a bio-enhanced superhuman walking tank touched by the ruinous powers, I wouldn't charge straight at you with my shuffle? Think heretic, think. Ants in Florida collect the skulls of other ants to decorate their nests. Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne. Nuns in real life, nuns in anime, nuns in Warhammer 40k. I heard from my contacts on Mars, Jagote, that you do strange things to your ships. The Khan shot him a heavy-lidded stare, and I hear you do strange things to your warriors. When everyone keeps calling you Monkey, Gula, Humi, and Chattel, I'm a man. Me, I have the body of a god. That's heat. Me. Humans with time travel. My emperor, you must listen. Horus will betray you. Wow, thanks. Orcs with time travel. Give me your gun gadget. Fight ya for it. 8 the Emperor. 8 the Dark Angels. 8 Chaos. Love Conrad. Love Sevator. Simple as. Having a functional technological engine. Having a piece of paper with the word engine written and glued on a rock. This big boy can be sold for exorbitant prices. The old ones according to 50% of the community. The old ones according to the other 50%. Wait, you only consume 40k through Ments, Wikipedia and YouTube lore videos? It's the cheap life. Inquisitor when Adeptus Astartes refuse to obey his every wish, so he has to pull rank. I'm a Inquisitor. Siege of Terror books most of the time. Siege of Terror books, whenever Jagote Khan talks to someone. Your Blood Angel's reinforcement arrive. He immediately calls you Horus when your name is Jeff. US government, yes, aliens are real. Warhammer 40k fans. Space Marine chapters only have the benefits they have because orcs believe in the colors. How Games Workshop should be looking at Henry Cavill. It's either Warhammer 40k or me, by Heretic. Lotter are explaining that the ship is being boarded by Ultramarines to dreadnoughts who slept through the Heresy. How to spot a Warhammer player with multiple fully painted and based armies. Signature look of superiority. Do our enemies ever change? Asked Piglet. It is always the mutant, the alien, the heretic. Answered Pooh. I bought new minis. Are you gonna paint it? Are you gonna paint it? How it feels going to the toilet at 3 AM. Tyrannids invading the galaxy. Necrons. Tor. Orcs. Humans. Elder. Explaining how our Elder Spirit Stone is the closest thing to a Pokeball the 40k universe has. Me. Team members on the conference call. HR department. Necron Tomb World. Admech. What faction should I play? Adeptus Custodes, by far the cheapest. Da boys. The Butcher's Nails. The Red Thirst. The Bulk Rage. Look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power. Delta the False Emperor. You watched me turn a giant orc into a light bulb on a whim. How false do I look to you? Think, Horus, think. Warhammer 40,000. The Emperor of Man. When my mom walked in, I immediately switched to Pan cause it was easier to explain. Me at 2022. First time knowing Warhammer 40k. What kinda hammer is Warhammer 40k? Me at 4 o'clock. After reading fanfic about Robout's meeting with the Emperor. Sob. Only in doubt does duty end. Orcs and Tyranids waging war on an epic scale and both getting stronger. The Silent King. Concern. Someone is denying the God Emperor's divinity and having relations with a Xeno. It's Gilliman. Any treat to the Imperium. You can't defeat me. 1 million guardsmen. I know, but he can. Million more guardsmen with even more tanks. This controls the Jello field. God, please send an angel. Repent. Silent King. Tyranids. The Emperor's will. Friendly pacifist Xenos that desire peaceful coexistence. The Imperial Guard. How the Sisters of Battle see the Emperor. How the Sisters of Silence see the Emperor. It's a girl. She can move her index finger. Great. That means she can fire a las gun. Welcome to Cadia. Marty, let's go further into the future. Where are we, Doc? Abaddon. It's over. Sleep now, in the failure you have earned. Speaking to Kaon after. He wouldn't die. He just wouldn't die. Sigismund. You will die as your weakling father died. Soulless. Honorless. Weeping. Ashamed. Mop. I'm buying this 40k game for my son. So who are the good guys? Games Workshop clerk. When she asks if you're the only age at your age that plays 40k. Oh Merriman. Sanguinius squaring up to Horus after having fought a Warlord Titan, a Reava Titan, Kabanga and Angren at the Siege of Terror. I didn't hear no bell. Brother, I can't hear shut. Let me see your war face. Would you rather play Horus or the Emperor? Caiaphas Cain. That feeling when you delve too greedily and too deep in the Grimdark universe. I have never kissed a boy, and at this point I'm afraid to. What if he tries to teach me about Warhammer 40k? A reasonable concern. Commiserator addressing his troops before battle. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Sweet release of Delt, mortally wounded Space Marine, Dreadnought. Meeting Xenos in Star Wars vs Warhammer. Imperial Guard on Tabletop. Imperial Guard in the lore. 10th edition will make Tyranids a serious treat again. We are going to mow Tyranids down like chicken nuggets in a blender in Space Marine 2. When your commanding officer calls for an Earthshaker, you, the boys, your commissar, your target. You see an Imperial dropship fly overhead, thinking it's bringing reinforcement. It drops what looks like a single cryopod and flies away. I'm sick of your Warhammer 40k obsession. Even our son is affected by it. Hey, don't pull Horus into this. Just because I play Chaos doesn't mean I like F-boys. Well, I do like F-boys. But not because I play Chaos. Pros of having a girlfriend. I don't know. I don't have one. Pros of having a fully painted army. I don't know. I don't have one. This is gonna sound heretic, but have the custodes tried to turn the Emperor off and on again? The Inquisitor. Me being escorted out of the Apocalypse game after showing up with 3000 Gretchen models and nothing else. Robout, always remember, duck the Xenos. Noted. Necrons patching up the Eye of Terror to secure the future of the galaxy. Elder. June, 1965. AI is forbidden. Mutant navigators are required for interstellar travel. A great crusade or jihad that unites the galaxy under one rule. Warrior orders recruiting children from Delt worlds. The God Emperor. The Imperium. A powerful all-female army of zealots. Lasgans. Plasteel. Melee combat is very prevalent. Warhammer 40,000. Games Workshop. Write that down. Write that down. Now, soon. You are not free. No, you are not free. But you are a slave to chaos. Starts publicly masturbating. Your upper gun has a burst limiter on it to keep you from wasting ammo. The Inquisitor takes it off and sends you down the hive with 3 other Ogryn. Sanguinius and his blood angels. Angron and his world eaters. That moment you realize you're about to hijack a truck for the first time. Okay, so we will begin the attack here and where's Angron? Leroy Jenkins. The Emperor. Once I complete this project, humanity will be saved. I just hope the psychic barriers are end. Magnus. When you run out of dogs and have to be alone with your thoughts, there's a lot more demons here than I remember. What girls think we want. What we really want. Look at them. So mired in chaos corruption that they fail to even see how much they have fallen. Yes, I alone have remained above the petty whims of the gods, playing them to my will, using their powers with pragmatism and purpose, rather than falling to their grasp. Little girl, thank you for informing me of what was happening in this area of terror. You were a great help. No problem, ma'am. That means I can get another grape, or be your friend, right? You can be my friend, right? When you arrive in orbit, but the heretics already took the planet. Kaboom. Yes Rico, kaboom. Friend, thank you for getting me into 40k. I can't wait to start my tour army. Me. You don't mean that. Humanity. I find you guilty of violence, cruelty, ignorance, and when you shoot the pink and purple Chaos Land Raider and it starts moaning sexually at you while a Chaos Marine standing on the top is shredding a guitar. Concern. Warhammer is getting too family friendly. Demon Killer. What does your 40k army say about you? Bulk Templars. Wants to play Space Marines, but actually wants to have fun. Will almost always be willing to 1v1 your warlord. Owns more Land Raider Crusaders than you own models. Has seen the entirety of Hell's Reach. Father, I started playing 40k. I have amassed a considerable tour army. Boromir would have chosen Imperial Guard. My executive level, breadwinning wife. Me showing her the Lego Star Wars playset I want. When you Google Warhamster instead of Warhammer. Games Workshop headquarters right now. I can't believe he didn't cry during Titanic. Do men even have feelings? The fate of TTS. All he wanted to do was love his hobby. 100% casualties. Mission accomplished. Inquisitor declares orbital bombardment on Imperial City with the rising genestealer cult. The Necron tomb beneath the surface. Paint me like one of your minifigures. Let's go. In and out. 20-minute adventure. Banning fan animations. Games Workshop. Games Workshop. Why does everyone hate us? Henry Cavill. Bulkstone Fortress. Warhammer fans. King o' the Nerds. King o' the Nerds. Dom. You came in our hour of greatest need. You should know by now, the streets always got your back, Biggie. Now let's teach that little butch Horus a thing or two about family. Space Wolves, you can't just exterminate the population of Armageddon. These people fought loyally. Inquisition. Gonna cry? Me explaining the entire plot of the Horus Heresy to my date who asks if I have any hobbies. Star Wars is better than Warhammer 40,000. Me. Caps lock. Asian inspired faction in 40k. the cooler Asian-inspired faction in 40k. Maybe we don't always have to kill the demons so violently. Who the duck said that? Boomers. Kids are too dependent on technology. Also boomers. If the words you spoke appeared on your scene, would you still be beautiful? Me. Khan is objectively the best traitor marine. People. Why do you say objectively? World beaters. Gorechild. Khan. Erebus. Delverus. Space Wolves pack leader looks towards Sisters of Battle Celestian, while she looks away in disgust during the Battle of Cadia. Picked recording, circa 999. M41. The big woman still here? This could be us, but you always playing. Sorry, wrong number. No, let's keep talking. Time Traveler, kills a fly. The timeline. Breaking news. Russ and Magnus fix their problems. Russ promises to think things through for more than 2 seconds from now on. When you run out of small talk at the first date, did you ever hear the tragedy of Magnus the Red? The Emperor of Mankind. His parenting skills. A planet gets destroyed. Star Wars fans. Warhammer 40k fans. Games Workshop. How to get more players into lesser played factions. Update their old ace models. Games Workshop. Every Brit needs to drink 124 pints to save the nation's pubs after lockdown. I don't need to tell you, old friend, that even in victory, we'll likely meet our end here. Then our duty is done. When you're 3 hours into painting and notice a super obvious mold line. Why is it, when something happens, it is always you three? Believe me, I've been asking myself the same question for 10,000 years. If you stripe away the Grimdark, the entire Horus Heresy is basically just the plot of professional wrestling, or thinly veiled excuse for a bunch of buff angry men with ridiculous gimmicks, to beat each other up in grudge matches. My dice after giving me a 6 on sniper rifle wound rolls for the first time. Did everyone see that? Because I will not be doing it again. The orcs having a great time. The grim darkness of the far future in which there is only war. Me and the rich boys heading to the hottest club in the upper hive city. At last. The sword of truth. Sword of truth. Give me your wisdom. Blink. Blink. You have to paint your menace before you can get more. Clank. Me, just joined the Blood Ravens 3 days ago. Captain, I find your lack of relics disturbing. My painting skills in my head. What I actually paint like. Jow's a weird boy Harry. I's a what? A weird boy. And a crumping good UN. I fix. Gilliman after he finished writing the codex starts. Sometimes my genius is. It's almost frightening. Chaos Titans are decimating our troops. How can we stop them? Send in our own Titans. Orbital bombardments. Fix bayonets. Die, heretic. Me, unplugging the life support so the old hero can finally be at peace. Or the custodes in the throne room. So let me get this straight. We give life to an army, painting them and giving them the touch of our creativity, only to repeatedly destroy them. We constantly force them to do battle for our pointless and petty bloodlust and want for violence. We constantly seek more and more opulent battlescapes and models painted to perfection. All of this, while we play a game of luck and chance. Are we the chaos gods? Necrons being completely ducked and losing badly to space marines. That one warrior whose reanimation protocols activated. I didn't hear no bell. Roses are red. My army lists in a binder. Yes, he says. I did find her. Dad, I think I want to play Tor. Hun, call the Inquisition. When you're trying to decide what weapons to give your unit of plague marines. Orc gets smashed by a bigger orc, and he tells everyone he's in charge now. The rest of the orcs. Noted. The perks of being married to a tabletop gamer. Won't ever sneak around and spend money on a lady of the night that money could be better spent on toy soldiers and books about toy soldiers. When you have done something wrong, you can distract them by saying look over there, a spilled pot of Nuln oil, and watch as they scamper away to take pictures for Facebook groups. They actually know 50 different shades of grey. Watching them accidentally drink paint water never gets old. Chaos Space Marines. Bastards. How people who fully paint armies look at people who don't. Dad, why is my sister's name Rose? Because your mother loves roses. Thanks Dad. No problem Mortarian. Facts. The Adeptus Sororitas are just better looking word bearers. When Games Workshop brings out a new kit, and you look at your bits box, I'm gonna make some weird shit. Dealt guard players after the new Dark Angels Codex. Chuckles. I'm in danger. My squidnap is returning me after listening to me talk about Horus Heresy for 2 hours. Wait, we aren't the best bikers in the Adeptus Astartes? You never were. I felt a disturbance in the force, like a million Marine players shouting I've always been a DA player. He's probably thinking about other women. Hope I don't get outbid for those miniatures on eBay when I wake up. You wish now that our places had been exchanged, that I had spilled, and Nuln oil had lived me. Yes, I wish that. Thunder Warriors, all of Terror is united, and we can now live in peace. The Emperor. And now for something completely different. Me explaining Warhammer 40k lore. My family at Thanksgiving dinner. I need someone to be my friend. Maybe send me an angel. The nicest angel you have. Laughing. I assure you, Inquisitor, the 34 terabytes of Torfeet pics are essential to the security of the Imperium. My girlfriend telling me how cool toys I bought for my nephews. Me who bought Games Workshop for myself. When you're deployed to your first war zone, and an undead space Egyptian robot with sword hand starts flaying your comrade alive. He brings home 6 figures a month. Being seen as the most humane legion, or the good guys of 40k by the fandom. The 40k fandom. Maintaining an entire subsector which is among the few places in the 42nd millennium where a normal person could live with dignity and where competence is still valued over personal connections and or zealotry. World War I generals. Dealt Corps of Krieg Commissars. 99% casualty rate. Victory. We're expandable. No Jedi General care for us. We are replaceable. Yes. How do we know if they're actually dead or just pretending? Magnus did nothing wrong. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. The salamanders when they find an Eldari orphanage. So, should we prepare to attack or defense? Yes. Betraying the Emperor and the Imperium of Man. You want to know what I do when I'm sad or scared? Ducking nothing because I'm not ducking catty. The Emperor dealing with primarchs. What are you? An 8-jot sandwich. The Emperor dealing with custodes. So I'm not leaving until you laugh. The Emperor of Mankind giving Lorgar a motivational pep talk. You're a ducking disappointment. Thunder Warriors. You're just a cheap ducking knockoff. Adeptus Astartes. Oh no no no, I'm the upgrade. Me. Warhammer 40k shut posts. Moderation. Perturabo. All of the other traitor legions during the Siege of Terror. Knowing everything will get better, no matter what situation you're in. Imperium Rattlings earning their second breakfast, circa 40,000 regularized. When your friend takes your stuff. Your resurrection was heretical in nature and you should be CQ'd. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary. Malcada the Sigillite what happened to the missing primarchs. Loving father. Characters in awesome TV shows. Beloved worldwide. Played by Bryan Cranston. Both shows end 8+ years ago. Both have meme value. Warhammer has some really fantastical races, like the Aztecs but they're lizards. Warhammer lizard men. The Egyptians but they're skeletons. Warhammer Tomb Kings. The French but they're humans. Warhammer Britannia. Australian child walking to school, colorized. Manius Calgar after losing both arms and a leg to a swarmed lord. Alright, we'll call it a draw. Tall guys, short guys, attractive guys, guys with big nut, big wallet, big car, guys who aspire to the purity of the blessed machine. You destroyed all of our cover and left us to freeze to death. Khan the betrayer. Traz in the infinite. Behold, my stuff. Pick your fighter. Gilgamesh the consumer of reality. Morris. Me thumbing the pin on a cracked grenade as I watch the commissar tap his foot in Morse code about a 4-armed emperor. Lighting incense, rubbing oil all over yourself, and praying for your tanks to work. Yumis. Ultramarines when other restarts boast about their chapter's achievements. Signature look of superiority. Alpha Legion on their way to subvert an imperial system. Here's a little lesson in trickery. Everybody gangster till orcs start shooting. Horus and Mortarion blaming me for being a bad parent and a tyrant. Me wondering why my lab rats are talking. Me and our boys amping each other up for the Horus Heresy. That face you make when 11 of your 21 demigod children turn against you and start worshipping the 4 gods of chaos. Are you two friends? No. Yes. Kamiza Kane. Will you please listen? I'm not a hero. The Valhallan 597th. He is a hero of the Imperium. You betrayed the Emperor because you felt you weren't getting the respect you deserve. I betrayed the Emperor because Duck Roggledorn. We are not the same. Fulgrim the first time that he met Slaanesh. I'm sickened, but curious. The commissar's face when you're trying to explain why you have Torhint in your rucksack. When you let a stranger inside, when you don't. Chances of me not becoming a dream stand. Chances of me not becoming a dream stand but in pink. Bulk rappers exist. The Kardashians. Pingu all of a sudden gets flashback memories from the time he saw his mom and dad playing cowboy. Screw it, not even a Snickers can fix that. Demons attacking a ship because its Jellifield failed. The orcs who stole the ship and turned it off on purpose. When a scavvy group enters a space hulk. Tough guy linger snapping. The Emperor. Perturabo. Dawn. Space Wolf fans. Space Wolves. The Inquisition and Chaos are natural enemies. Just like the Inquisition and Eldar. Or the Inquisition and Tyrannids. Or the Inquisition and the Imperium of Man. Or the Inquisition and other Inquisitors. Damn Inquisitors. They ruined the Inquisition. For Earth. For the Holy Terror. Science fiction allows us today to resolve the ethical conflicts of tomorrow. Adapama. 40k fans. Perhaps the Tyranid race has underestimated humanity, just as you have. How can you say that, when by your own admission you have only heard a little of these creatures? Said Belgay in disbelief. How can you be sure you will overcome them? Have you no desire to base your conclusions on empirical incidents? My conclusions are based on faith. I know them to be true. But what about empirical incidents and logic? LMRO. Have some faith, nerd. Oh. You're approaching me, mortal? Instead of praying to your false emperor and running away, you are coming right to me. I can't break your skull with my shovel without getting closer, heretic. Space Marine from Warhammer 40k. Requires overpowered firearms and armor. Tries to hide his fear by shouting out the war cry. Oh no, my super advanced automatic missile launcher couldn't penetrate that bug. Retreats when things go wrong. Pawn from chess. Literally unarmed. No fear, show no mercy. You're a tower. Unfortunately, you stepped in my way, so I'm going to obliterate you. Never retreats until he reaches the edge of the world and turn on full berserk mode. Hello. I'm Jane Luckbucket. You may know me from certain voyages of peace and exploration. I've met many new life forms, many new civilizations. You know what I learned? Click. Fan bases when asked if they would want to be in their fictional universe. Star Wars fans, yes. Harry Potter fans, oh yes, I wanna be a wizard. SCP and Warhammer 40k fans, no thanks, I choose life. What is this? This is a list of those who love me. Okay Conrad, cross me out. Okay daddy. Two sides of the same alien hating coin. Stellaris xenophobe mains. Warhammer 40k fans. Siege, Nurgle, Slanesh, and the Great Horndrad walk into a bar. Die. Troll. Do not die. Kill lobsters. Rats. Like this heavy caliber Adeptus Astartes. Mounted by me. Painted by me. And your best hope. Not pointed at you. Hit throw. Duck. Warhammer fans. Playing a game for its lore. Playing a game for its story. The salamanders towards humans. The salamanders towards any other species. Keep a calm head brothers. Fortify the purging with this filth. They will not yield. Podze. Some edjot called me xenophobic. Why would I be scared of a Xenos? When the Emperor is late 15 minutes, so you are legally allowed to form your own Imperium Secundus. Son, your father and I are worried about you, but the Emperor protects. We think the Imperium has been a bad influence. Heresy. See. All you do is speak in overused imperial cliches. How can a man be happy if he cannot serve his lord with his whole heart? You don't have any thoughts that are your own anymore. Blessed is the mind too small for doubt. We love you, son, but you don't have a personality. It is better to die for the Emperor than to live for yourself. Let me kill him. Sharon. Who would win? Chopper with a Daka. Daka with a chopper. Letter sent to Terra from Baal. By the word and the will of Primarch Robert Gilliman, Imperial Regent, Lord Commander of the High Lords of the Imperium, Father of the Ultramarines and Lord of Ultramar, it is hereby decreed that Roggledorn, Primarch of the Imperial Fists, receives the immediate and urgent command to abandon his position in the sacred Imperial Palace of Terra and go without delay to the planet Baal in the Segmentum Ultima. So it is written. So it shall be. And the answer from Terra, no. Trade offer. I receive. Peace of mind. You receive. Being punched in the face. Horrid bird noises. Wings flapping. Mating dance ensues. Overall uncanny bad bullshit. Sanguineous. Saint Celestine. Lemon who convinced him to do it. Lorgal, Erebus, and the word bearers won the Horus Heresy, and that's a fact. Wahapedia. I think I forgot something. If you forgot, then it wasn't important. Yeah, you're right. Genestealer cults. Malekith, heir of Venerian, Witch King of Nagarand, Phoenix King of Ulthwood, Avatar of Ashurian, Incarnate God of Shadow, 4v1d Slanesh and 1. The allegations. When I'm in a mischaracterizing my favorite faction competition, and my opponent is dwarf fans. Swedish scientists make world's first living computer using human brain tissue. Happy malicious noises. Guys, I'm a cool guy, I swear. That's the Tyranids, that's the Elder, and this cute little cuddle bug is the demons of chaos. Here's what happens when they all try to get dominance of the distant future. Sounds of horrifying warfare. Imperium of man. So what you're saying is, I'm indestructible. Vulcan after being ripped apart at the molecular level by Magnus for the 105,725,439th time. Alright, let's do this one last time. Clan Sky, Games Workshop, Clan Mulder and Verminous, Clan Eshin and Pestilence. If you think about it, the ship girls of Azalain are technically machine spirits given human form. Until we meet again. I also stole your wallet. Me weeding through the Horus Heresy after finishing Fulgrim. Can I see just one demon again, please? The primarchs giving me Karis Fate Weaver vs Lionel Johnson. Fear to Tread featuring a Bloodthirster and Demonettes. Delt Watch players, I can't wait for my Armies Codex. Games Workshop. No. I will destroy all Xenos. Even me? No, not you. Dwarves have guns, and cannons, and steam engines, and helicopters. Lizardmen having spaceships. Skaven having nukes. POV. You get 3 matches in a hive city on the dating app Smash Hammer 40 million. Which one are you going out with, and why? Deep thoughts with Persist car. The sister cannot stop your psychic powers if you put a bolt round through her. In response to the Kel team announcement, I only have one thing to say. Go, do a chime. Could just be personal taste, but not keen on the updated Sangis. That's how you do good Armored Angel sculpts. I know I can always call my war buddy Commissar Yerrick. Oh, Commissar Yerrick took his own life. My condolences. Yes, sorry for bothering you. I don't think I'm as strong as I thought. Lamenta Brother Captain Pretorius vs Overlord Soren. But I don't want to cure biotransference. I want to mind control Tyranids. You can rewrite DNA on the fly, and you're using it to mind control Tyranids. But with tech like that, you could cure the biotransference. So Fulgrim, here is your glorious legion. Father, it's not a complaint, but they aren't few and look weak. Well, you see son, when I made your boys, they came out something wrong. So, what do you think if I make you a new ones and these we send them to sleep? It won't be necessary father, I commit to get a cure and save my people. Oh really? Well, it's okay. Can't stint and it's off. He wants them. It's off. Biggie and his custodes on their way to help the Thunder Warriors, circa 29th millennium. POV, the sanctioned Sika has lost control. Help humanity fight the men of iron. Let humanity get crippled so you can easily take over. What if their casualties and tech problems stems from simple fact that, as all well-educated being know, yellow explodes better? Concern. The Orokin. Joining Slanesh. You thought that I was Sejanus, but it was me, Erebus. Drachii sorceresses are married to the Witch King Malekith. Morathi is a Drachii sorceress. Call Morathi sister, she will take offense. Call Morathi mother-in-law. World of Warcraft players. 40k, Orion of Strife, or anything beside Kel team players. Keep supporting the shutty business practices of the company they give money to. War for Cybertron, or Fall of Cybertron Megatron. Former gladiator turned revolutionary. Gets crushed to dealt by Metroplex, a titan. Main rival is a librarian. Has Triptychon forcibly turned into Nemesis. Angron. Former gladiator. Almost gets crushed to dealt by a warhound titan. One of his main enemies is basically a librarian. Forces his legion to install the butcher nails in them. Waiting for the Night Lord's Kel team. Opening the Warhammer community on Sunday evening. Still hoping. Taming bulk dragons. Defeating greater demons. Ruling the Drachii. Keeping Morathi on a leash. Figuratively or not fully effective. Third your mom joke this week. It's Tuesday. Before the Battle of Baal. After the Battle of Baal. Who wore it better? Ground summary. US man gets titanium heart after his heart experiences end-stage failure. You will wake him or be replaced. Forgive me, Lord. I'm not here for forgiveness. Can you at least pray for me? Pray for yourself. When you're ordering food and your broke homies yell, "Ayo, get us wings, bro." Bring it on, Butch. Smallpox Bob would like to give you. I dropped my sci-fi super soldier that I use for my very fun war games. The idea to make a custom Mechanicus Forge world who worship radiation and repeat the nuclear waste messages in religious services. Me who is still suffering from a massive pile of shame. When you realize that the real reason the Omnitia wants no AI is because it does not want competition from other AIs. Consistently gets top post of all time without fail. Fulgrim. Posts regularly. Sanguinius. Horus. Khan. Vulcan. Magnus. Lorga. Posts occasionally. Guilty Pleasure. L. Johnson. Russ. Corax. Finds ways to delete posts they don't like. Methods may vary. Alfarius. Curse. Browsed the subreddit once. Found it out it was a waste of time. Dawn. Gillivan. Mortarian. Faris. Actively searches for comments slandering him just to flame them. Percherabo. Doesn't know how to use Reddit. Angron. My new peep knife. Me. Total War Warhammer 3 assets concept art by Tony Stark dude with sign. You are a disgrace to all dragon kind. The Iron Warriors tried their experiences on the battlefield of fashion. Chiotsu meets Forkia the Bloody. I think we are gonna have to kill this guy. Chiotsu. Damn. Baldoran. Who the duck? I am. Genestealer. I'm your end. When the bulk Templars look on Space Marine 2 and see no librarians class. Behind every great king, there is a crazy wacky wizard. Silent King and Ceres took the photo. If Dawn joined Chaos and became a demon. POV. Lionel Johnson learns what he missed since the Horus Heresy from Gillivan. Earlier, did you get what I asked for, Tony? Starting Holo program. Yes, Steve. From Papa Stark's personal files. But I just want to warn you. It isn't pretty. New sanguinary guard looked familiar. Please don't make religious cult of me. Did someone say die for the Empress? Demons in anime. Demons in Warhammer 40k. Pull yourself together, Private Boki. We must hold off the Orcs invasion or this planet is doomed. You understand? Yes sir. Good. Now go help Kabini fix her bayonet. Angron watching the biggest orc war boss he's ever seen evolve into a croc after he killed some random commissar with a weird arm. Okay. I would like to pet this creature. Boop. Emperor protects. Emperor protects. It's touching me. I heard you are also part of COB 2. Look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power. This is a zoanthrope. Dear God. There's more. No. You hate femstodes because they no make PP hard. I hate femstodes because still no conversion kit. We are not the same. The Codex Astartes does not approve of this action. Template. Deadpool. Nuns with guns. Moira from Corvus Bella's Infinity. Sister of Battle by Killet. Sister of Mercy by Thomas de Crest. Bayonetta by Justin Paul. Tell me something. What setting isn't improved by nuns with guns? Books never stated that orcs can't be custodes. When the commissaris hears you complaining about your forearms after a workout. Waiter, waiter, more Cadians please. Men will literally just repeatedly recite the Iron Litany instead of going to therapy. From iron cometh strength. From strength cometh will. From will cometh faith. From faith cometh honor. From honor cometh iron. This is the unbreakable litany. May it forever be so. Game drops on September 9th. Looks at date. September 9th. Fun fact. Gork personally laughed at the face of a human who thought he could be like an orc. Perpetual Energy Machine version 1.0. Resin users coming to tell me that FDM is terrible and Resin is totally better in every way. Solar powered loudspeaker. I use FDM for menace. Trapdoor. Gently inclined slope. Turbine. Spun by falling Resin users. Cushioned exit slide deposits Resin users safely at the base of the hill. Blood Angels fans who constantly meme that Khorne preferred them over the World Eaters. Realizing the Blood Angels don't have a con or a terror. Strongest armchair warrior. Weakest femstones. James Earl Jones. 1931 to 2024. Me trying to get through the year. Shit. What's going on in there? Atonement Jerry. Prompt. Look, if my gal queen looks like Henrietta, I don't want to be sane. Sigma will understand. Witcher 3. Catherine O'Connor. Gravity Falls. Fesmes. What you see. What Sigma sees. Result. There is nothing about this I understand. Space Marine to color customization. Chaos players. Loyalist players. Gilliman and the Great Crusade. Gilliman in the 42nd millennium. Warhammer 40,000. Space Marine. Review. A terrific third-person shooter with a compelling story, loads of weapons that are a blast to use, and a healthy variety of enemies to use them on. It once again borrows many of its ideas from the Gears of War series, but they are good ideas, and Space Marine 2 does a fine job of making them its own. You're as beautiful as the day I lost you. Oligarchs of Tranche. We are just going to let the mutants breed and reproduce like rabbits. That way we'll always have workers for our factories. After all, what's the worst that could happen? The most lent and bloody revolution in that sector. Titus being wheeled back into the battle barge after abandoning the mission. He's going to lower the difficulty. Those zoanthropes are no joke. Everyone says the Blood Angels are better than us, but we don't go around screaming Horus and drinking blood. A slow day. What the Imperium see? What Xenos see? Gilliman during the Siege of Terror. I'm once again asking, have you received my ducking Vox message? Literally every red flag ever. Loves her anyway. Yeet. I miss Arkhan. Manfred invaded and the other Mortarchs refused to help. Have the old one's creation faded away from the galaxy yet? No. Then, duck off. Guys, I have a theory. Hate Super Earth, but love Arrowhead. Hate Game Workshop, but love Imperium. Welcome to Warhammer 40k, the setting where it gets whack, sad and badass, plus 300 plus books worth of lore. Slaps Hoodovix and DO. You see Bobby, this is how you sort shut out. Just maybe don't stand too close to it. It's a little spicy. And yes, Dad knows all about it. At one point you have this strike force visible in Space Marine 2, and to me, it looked a lot like a 2K point army list for the tabletop, so I double checked. It equals to 1945p without the Vitrix Guard, which is only available with Cal Guard at 185p. So it very much could be one. When I was little, I dreamed of traveling and seeing the galaxy. Who knew you have to be more careful with your wishes and formulate them more clearly? What time should we release Warhammer 40,000, Space Marine 2? 5 PM. That a perfect time. Why not midnight like everyone else? Salamander chapters when they find a portal to Kamorag conveniently left open with the other end almost unguarded. Come with me and take this city. Salamander chapters after they eliminated Vect rivals then got turned into living furniture by Homunculus. They lack the strength and certainty of cold hard steel. They shall be my finest warriors. The 2nd and 11th primarchs are not women. Where is that written? Malcadus smiled. You brothers, such a nest of rivalries. I warned him to make you sisters, that it would make things more civilized. He thought I was joking. I wasn't. Sources, book scars. When you've been doing well on your diet, but see leftover pumpkin pie. Primary treat spotted. I once saw my father cook a ham with his mind. The Ecclesiarchy. Write that down. Write that down. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a dragon. You can't be a dragon. Games Workshop. 40 years later. Games Workshop. Chaos Marines. Imperial Guard Regiment number 2,460,129. Astra Militarum. Imperial Guardsman on Cadia notices that the Bulkstone Fortress seems much larger than it did earlier. Sweet Emperor. Pooh. That's not honey. You're eating the word of Lorga. All I ever wanted was the truth. Games Workshop. The Tyranids of Hive Fleet Brumageddon discover the joys of drinking biomass. You can't just buy Warhammer 40,000 and gift them to yourself. It clearly says, from Santa. You fight like a girl. Girls fighting. Everyone, I just got $600. Games Workshop. No, I just got $600. Thinking about playing your turn. Actually playing your turn. What I thought engineering would be like versus how it actually is. Oh boy, I sure do love being on the brink of ultimate victory over the Imperium with my father defeated. I sure hope no totally average humans dares to fight me against all odds and make the ultimate sacrifice, showing my father the monster I have become and buying just enough time to defeat me. I can't believe he didn't cry during Titanic. Do men even have feelings? Me thinking about characters in the lore getting shot, blown up, stabbed and killed. Me thinking about any of my minas getting damaged. If you want to cry, I'll give you something to cry about. Fall of Cadia. Standard 40,000 weapons. Imperial Guard. Tor. Orcs. Games Workshop. So cute. Loft Project. Gaming table. Nerd. My failed charge. 20 fire warriors in rapid fire range. Me and the boys meditating after an intense session of Dangjing Your Mom. Where you're in the midst of battle and the blood angel you're serving with starts calling you Horus. Look at me. I'm the fire dragon now. Cadia stands. What? 120,000 berserker cannibals that recruited from literal mutants. Sanguineous. I can make this work. What is the cure for such disorders? Arcoflagellation. When you're new to 40k and decide to watch a lore video, I like your funny words, magic man. New password. Flesh. Weak. New password. Machine. Strong. Space Wolf player says anything. The entire 40k community. Silence. Furry. Girlfriend. Soft and fleshy to the touch. Bests. People might think you're cool. Requires emotional support. Can break your heart. Probably doesn't do now. Will leave you for another man. Cries if you forget her birthday. God Emperor of Man. Need not even touch him to bask in his warmth and love. Master crafted armor and perfect hair. People will see you as a beacon of faith and fury made manifest. The planet will break before your heart will. Doesn't even need to do now. His glorious power satisfies all no matter what. Will never abandon you, even in your darkest hour. Weeps only for the valiant fallen who die in his name against the enemies of the Imperium.